I am the Omega, my money mega. Don't ever play me, I ain't say God, I'm very special. Fuck a handout and fuck a favor. That mess won't help you. He running right here like he Vega. Go get the shovel. I need a moment I can save before I bust you. We gotta be back to back in wartime before I trust you. She tryna fuck me in Bottega. My honey A died. I copped a perk at the bodega. Should be eventful. She not asking why I quit my day job. She see the pay stop. She know y'all spinning stories ASAP. Y'all so resentful. I prayed on it in temple. I mean I'm aiming for temples. I mean I'm setting my tempo. I mean I lead by example. I mean this car not no rental. I mean I've been going mental. This heart is not extensive. I talk, they take a pencil. I break it down real gentle. I am the sound that resemble burning, building, drug killing, in a healing. Unreciprocated feelings, willing, dealing. We ain't go together. We ain't fucking, baby. We just chilling. I know you just here because I'm up, but they got rubber ceilings. I don't need a hug. I need a motherfucking 100 million. Fuck I'm spilling. Fuck the hero, love the villain. He the one shot by the village. I don't need no one to feel it. Strategy coming, you hear it? The 6-shot Callahan, a living life flipped off out of van and shit getting out of hand. Decision was evident. I ain't get no precedent. Ain't no care in this caravan. My burden to carry then. I wish they would share it, man. I'm hurt at the Sheraton. I scratch at the very thin.
Ooh. Welcome, people. Welcome, man. A whole lot of rapping going on. This week, bruh. Whole lot of rapping.
Welcome, people. Come on in, huh?
Come on. We talking today. It's a whole lot of rapping. Whole lot of rapping and trapping going on.
And ducking and dodging if you're watching the news like me and Reggie.
Ooh. I wasn't going to go there, but, you know, you want to.
I mean, we didn't. I just said you ducking and dodging if you're watching the news. If you're watching the news, then it's no need for us to discuss it. And if not, then open up your favorite news app or go to your large news big box and they'll tell you what's going on within the world. Me and Reggie here to talk about sports and all types of foolishness.
And parachute manufacturers. That's what we're talking about. We talk about sports and parachute manufacturers.
If you can.
But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the pregame. Welcome to Monday Night Raw, the extravaganza. Y'all know what it is. We start out with the pregame, which is really us getting ready to talk about basketball, football, and HBCU news around the culture. But the pregame, man, normally we talk about violence, some funny violence, some uplifting stuff. And stuff to make you laugh, but we got nothing uplifting about the first topic. So we just gonna jump right into it, Sade. Your man,
no Lupier, all fiasco.
Your man, bruh. Your man out here.
Our man, nope. See, and I'm gonna tell you right now, boy,
we ain't get him.
Dodge the bullet. A dream deferred, some say, and you have to pay him $700 million. When? That's reason. So I'm about to start this show off terribly. Let's rewind that, ladies and gentlemen. There have been a lot of interesting things that have gone on with Shohei Ohtani and his former translator. There is a ton of hullabaloo about some betting practices that have transpired, and this is I don't know what to think.
So this it's a lot to unpack. Shohei Ohtani, who is the highest paid baseball player in history, famously just signed a $700 million deal over 10 years, where he deferred 8 years of that. Or deferred all but $2 million per year. He's back at spring training. They look like they were about to really take off. The Dodgers have an all-star team at this point. And then the scandal came out that Shohei Ohtani's interpreter, Ippei Mizuhara, is how I'm gonna say
it. You bet Ippei.
Ippei Mizuhara was stealing money from Shohei, who was his interpreter for the last 10 years since he was 18 years old. It is a 6-point game. We're watching. We watched the Hawks when they play. They're playing the Celtics, and they're getting slam danced by
I'm not
21.
watching this because I don't have NBA TV. If y'all want to donate, always make the donation.
It's on Bally.
Donations.
Oh, Bally's stuff is shut down.
I can try, but YouTube TV, they be hating on me. But yes, this is. Come on, man. Bring it to
hold
me,
on.
man.
My bad. They got Boosie rolling on the floor.
Oh, he gets more and more outrageous as games go by and they continue to push him to be out there. He is our best fan by far, and he's consistent. And the thing about it is, at one point they had him low-key banned.
He was banned, not even shadow banned. He was in the shadow realm. They had him gone everywhere. He just was like, well, okay, well, I'm back. But
no. Atlanta Hawks had him banned.
Yes, the Hawks, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. He was banned everywhere.
He was going to try to get whatever to do for $1,000. That'll get you banned from social media.
Back to Shohei. So Shohei's interpreter was stealing for him for 10 years. And it came out that he was actually betting on American baseball games. Shohei released a statement after not speaking for 2 weeks. If you know about sports, you should know about this. Shohei released a statement after not speaking for 2 weeks. Basically saying I never bet on baseball or any other sports, or never have I asked somebody to do it on my behalf. I have never went through a bookmaker to bet on sports.
Yeah. I've never gone through a bookmaker.
That was the interesting quote for me. For him to say, he said, Ipe has been stealing from my account for years and has told lies the entire time. Ipe has basically said that he was betting on behalf of Shohei or had some betting to do because of Shohei. I don't know how this works, but basically that's what he's saying. There we go. Golly, I couldn't get that right. Yeah, you're right, Sneaky. You probably heard a rumor. But as a result, Shohei's interpreter, once you get embroiled in a scandal nowadays, you are pretty much like, they're going to find everything they can out about you rather quickly. And they found out this man said he went to the University of California, Riverside. They said their records show that he was never a student and he has never attended UC Riverside under that name. So either one of two things. Either he went there and he changed his name, or he never ever went there. Or, if you want to get into the government conspiracies, tinfoil hat type stuff, he could be whatever you want to call it. But whatever he say he is, he ain't there. He ain't it.
So this also gets very interesting because on top of never attending, not graduating UC Irvine, not apparently ever attending UC Irvine, then they continued to look, and on his resume, he said he used to work with the Red Sox organization. The Red Sox also, in fact, said that he has never worked for their organization either. So this is surely something. So you got a guy working for an MLB team that has never apparently, did not graduate, did not attend the college. Like, I know people who might have went to college and then just didn't graduate and then just throw it on the resi and say, catch me if you can. I can kind of understand that. They said that he never attended this place. And then the Red Sox, somebody, like, now everybody just looks stupid. The Dodgers, y'all didn't. First of all, the Angels. What were y'all? Y'all just not doing nothing over there. Y'all didn't look at anything. And then the Dodgers, looks like y'all, there's some trickeration here. The bad part is this is only days away from opening day. This is not the conversation that you want to start your season with if you're trying to win a World Series. And on top of that, the crazy part is this is the opening statement today. Like, he was not taking any questions from the media. And at 4:45, he had a statement that he read.
So that was my first thing. Let's go get a job. Obviously, we can lie and we can go work for the Angels. We can go. This is almost as bad as the people that be lying about being sign language interpreters. Like they the ones that be on, they be on the place just interpreted for nothing. Like what are you doing? Or like Sneaky said, shout out to the world for y'all tuning in. Said this is like the kid that pretended to be a doctor for a year
multiple times.
But how do you not vet this? I could see if he said he went to like a Korean university or a Japanese university. That may be difficult because of there may be a language barrier. There's a little excuse in not doing your due diligence. This man said he went to UC Irvine in the same state that y'all are in, Angels. In the same state. Shohei been there for 7 years, 8 years, 7. He been there. Y'all need to have y'all franchise take it. Anaheim, whatever y'all are, y'all need to go ahead. Peace out. They need to leave Oakland and send y'all to LA, to Las Vegas, because that, as a $1 billion corporation that's front facing, you are normally as a sports team, you are the face of that city, good, bad, or indifferent, especially in major sports. And you have Shohei. How do you not vet this man? Because he was appointed to Shohei, right?
I mean, you gotta go see a man about a dog. Clearly, you talk to the right man at the right time. That's like them.
They said he stole $4 million.
Man got the job like an Atlanta admission sticker. Nah, just go talk to my guy. He'll get you straight. Well, yeah. Everything ain't right on my car. Don't worry about it. Just go over there and talk to my man. He gonna get you straight.
$27.
Say less.
That's it. But with Shohei, like, there's also blame on Shohei too now. You can't have had now I don't know who his people are who are representing him. This now kind of pulls back the veil on the entire operation from 18 to now, because this dude was with him, which means somebody put him there, which means he's probably not the only person stealing money. That's how my brain works. If you went through all of these ups and downs to get this job, to be my interpreter, and you did it for 10 years and you were stealing, one, somebody knew that you was lying. Two, somebody knew you was stealing. You wasn't stealing all this money for 10 years. Most people that get caught within 10 years.
Hold on. You know what they say? If you a lie, you will steal. And if you will steal, well, you will surely kill.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is...
You done 2 of the 3 already. You lied about who you were and stole this man money, allegedly. There is a group of people who believe that Shohei...
That was my next thing.
The scenes, they call it's a lot of, and I'm gonna tell you, it's a dangerous place to be, because you know the name they start bringing up first, Pete Rose.
Shohei, a lot of people do believe that Shohei had
America.
A lot of people believe Shohei has something to do with this, and that he's just using this guy as a scapegoat. But the thing is with this dude, if he did, let's say, okay, we looked at if the guy did it. Ipe. If Shohei didn't know, you think Shohei telling the truth? If Shohei lying,
you bet Ipe.
If Shohei is lying, this is the greatest con of all time. I'm going to hire a dude who's lied on his resume, and we're gonna know he lied, but we ain't gonna say nothing, and we gonna use him to bet or whatever. And then he gonna be the fall man.
I got you over a barrel. What you gonna do? As soon
that's
as
a terrible saying. That's an Ayo saying, by the way. You know that, right?
No, Diddy.
Whoosh.
But, I mean, it's the perfect.
That boy in Bali. Uh-oh. You slay yourself?
On Bali, right? Okay. No.
Did you...
Maybe. It's a...
Yeah. You froze? We're good over here.
But it's crazy that I'm just blacked out now. Don't black me out. Okay, we back. If you know you got him, then you got him. You know what, bro? I know that you didn't graduate. This kind of like Mike from Suits. Once you know you got a person, then yeah, you're gonna do my bidding now, without any complaints.
Well, there's about to be some complaints now, and that's still a dangerous situation because he can sing now. at the end of the day, you can say you're gonna do my bidding and all that stuff, but he can sing, and also $700 million is a lot of money, and that means there's a lot more people invested in him than you.
What?
Show High, a lot of people more invested in Show High, and you will take the fall. But
hell, I will. $4 million is an F. That's a felony, my boy. I'm telling. I don't know that, man.
So we gonna follow this story. We gonna follow this story, man.
None of y'all like that.
I think they're gonna try to make it blow over. I think they're gonna try to throw him under the bus. I don't know. Shohei did it because how quickly they get done with this, whatever happens. If they like do an investigation and it takes months and months and months, then I'm gonna be like, maybe Shohei didn't do it. If they throw this dude in jail or ban him from America or whatever they gonna do within like 25 to 50 to 60 days, oh yeah,
are
they
we
covering
sure he's not
something
an
up.
American citizen? You can't ban him for that.
Why you can't? Stealing? They can send you back. They can now.
They can. It's America. They definitely can rescind your citizenship. Let me stop that. Whether you like it or not, boy, they're in a heartbeat. Give me that back.
Hey man, moving on real quick. So, dog, there is college baseball may be one of the forgotten fun sports to go to. If you, it's like going to Grown Little League. They have all of the entertainment. They have all of the chants and everything. And of course, you know, Texas A&M is known for chanting. They have something called yell practice, which they do every Friday. Is that wrong? Is that a Texas joke that I made by chanting?
No, it's just that number one sounds crazy.
That they're known for chanting? They have yell practice.
Yeah. And on top of that, you know, they're kind of one of those kind of scary schools that they say is a cult. But yeah, this is great. I never have seen this before. And when you sent this over, I was like, oh, this is it. And this is also terrible. Like, you're also destroying a college student. But
so backstory, Texas A&M was playing TCU, and when you deliver a 4-ball walk, so 4 straight balls, Texas A&M.
I was trying to figure out how you was going to communicate that. But
so when you do that, Texas A&M says ball 4, ball 4, ball 4. Then the next pitch, they chant ball 5. And they chant the however many non-strikes you've thrown in a row. I don't know, whatever. Pause this whole conversation. They chant how many balls you've thrown in a row. Wow, that's crazy. So I think we have the audio here. Here it is. So this guy for TCU has basically done a 4-pitch walk, and this is how it sounds.
Starts chanting ball 5 after a 4-pitch walk. They'll continue with every
5,
subsequent pitch, and they can rattle an opposing pitcher. A young man from Minnesota missed with 11 consecutive pitches.
11.
Before giving up a game-winning triple.
This kid probably a sophomore. He probably really just getting into his he probably had class earlier today or yesterday.
Ball 6.
And now you have a stadium of people yelling at you, and your command is just falling apart in front of the world. Not only in front of this master stadium, because it's packed. The world, because you know this game is on ESPN.
And if it wasn't because you were falling apart, it's going to be on the top plays as we're talking about it now. Balls. And look at that pitch. Ball 7.
Hey, and let me tell you, if you smart, that's exactly what you do. I just throw one at somebody. Y'all going to act crazy? Let me show y'all I ain't scared of nobody. But then you got to come back and throw a strike. You better be Spencer strikeout or it's tight, buddy. But yeah, I would definitely, if y'all going to do that to me, I'm hitting one of your players.
So he definitely gets to he gets the ball 8. He gets the ball 7. There it is, as you can see. And he finally throws a strike on the 3-1 count. So, and the thing is, you do say you getting mad, but they actually applaud you when you throw a strike. He threw a strike and it was like, yes.
I mean, but that is the facetious yes. Like, congratulations, you finally got one. But as soon as you keep like, I like this. But this is torment. This is
what it's supposed to be
at the highest level.
That's what college baseball is. I mean, I would do it. I would do it.
This thing is it's like Patrick Beverly. I only want it when it's for my team.
Clint Capella and Bruno are destroying Al Horford. Pause if
They
necessary.
should. Al Horford probably the age of both of them put together.
In basketball years, yeah.
In live years, Al Horford is older than you.
Yeah, he's 40. Because he graduated 2002. So moving on to Kyle, I keep watching. Dang man, the Hawks just can't get over the hump against these dudes. In pro baseball, pro baseball, I don't ever feel like there's a big hullabaloo when it comes to they're making rule changes. There's not I think some they like squeak in rule changes a lot easier than other sports. One rule change here is you can no longer block the bag on a stolen base, which is what you're taught since T-ball, is to block the bag when you're trying to score or steal a base. Well, in a preseason game, the Washington Expos and the New York Mets were playing against each other. Boy, that is just an awful, terrible game.
Bad and worse.
So you see in the pickoff, he blocked the base, and they said, nope, you can't block the base. And I could see if you called them safe, you can't block the base, but giving them a bag and moving the runner up, it's a balk at this point.
Well, they're trying to do two things. Number one, they're trying to keep people safe. And it's the fielder and the dude on the base. And they're trying to cut down on fights. This is a thing that does get people it gets people to fighting a lot.
Damn, Tim Anderson.
Yes.
You the reason. You get knocked out on TV and they changed the rule. Lord,
it was
Tim.
zombie down too. I hate that because he got knocked out. But that's
a club punch.
Knockout, dog.
Yeah,
don't knock me out and you didn't really get me. You got lucky. But yeah, that's what this is for. They also made the base. They made the bags bigger. Pause if applicable. But yeah, you're right. They snuck in some rules for sure.
So that's going to be interesting.
Majority of them,
go ahead.
I think that's one of the things that they're trying to make the game a little bit more interesting. Trying to have a little bit more, and not have as many fights. Because I mean, that's the thing. We all know what. Sports
fine with me.
Fight was.
Listen, Ronald Acuna stole 70 bases last year. Y'all can't block the bag anymore? Well, we gonna do whatever.
Oh yeah, turn them up. Hey, this is all I want to see. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you see that? Ronnie gone already, my boy. Just know that.
Hawks only down 6. In baseball. So, this is the ultimate callback for us. We talked about Gerangelo Sehente a long time ago, like in the double-digit episodes. And he was in high school. He was pitching. Well, I don't even know if it was really high school, but somewhere that not in college, he was pitching, and he's ambidextrous, and he was throwing fastballs and curves and breaking balls in high school in the mid 80s from both sides. So he'll pitch left-handed and pitch right-handed. He's now at Mississippi State, and he's throwing 90 plus from both sides. Dog, I wonder how this works. Does he have 2 gloves out there? Or does he have? Look at that. There's nothing you can do.
You mean you can have 2 gloves, or they have now the flippable glove.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, I mean, also, I think they make him declare before the game. No,
they don't.
You either have
This
to
is the same
before
game.
the game, or before the batter.
Why?
I think you have, huh?
Why? Like a batter? Does the batter have to declare?
Yep.
So a batter can't just switch over to the other side of the plate?
Nope.
Oh, what's the point of being a switch hitter? Man, that would make the game. If y'all trying to make the game more interesting, let me change sides of the plate on pitch 4.
Well, I mean, if you're ambidextrous, then it
shouldn't matter.
if you're ambidextrous pitcher, all right, well, I got a lefty up, then I'm going right. Like there is plenty of advantage for the pitcher, and throwing 90 at both is crazy. Could you imagine if he grew up in another country, then he could hit and pitch from both sides? He would be the game.
You assume that he can't hit.
Yeah, but I mean, they're not letting him hit. I'm gonna tell you right now, as a baseball coach at any level, as soon as I got a kid who could throw 90 left and right, your arms are only for pitching, my boy. Swing a bat. Boy, if y'all don't get away from him, don't touch him. Can you throw with both your arms? If not, get away from him.
Yeah, man. So he's gonna be fun to watch, man. I can't wait to.
He's going to be rich. That's what he's going to be.
Hey, did you run track in high school?
No, it's not fun. I'm not a track. Never. I've told y'all many a time. Track is never getting to the end. Practice, the things that we do for football practice should not be the event. And if you tell me all I'm doing is running to get to the end, there's no end zone, there's no bucket, there's no nothing. Just I'm running to be finished. After 7th grade track, I was done with that. That's dead.
Bruh. Okay. Well, if you were in, but they do stuff like this in football. So basically, this dude, I think this is in New Hampshire, a high school track athlete was running 100 meters, and he decided to come out there with glasses and a Pooh Shiesty mask. And not only did he do that, he dusted everybody. Ooh.
He knew he was going to do that, though.
They're not even up. How you get jumped?
I hate to say it. You see who coming last?
Nope.
Everyone definitely over. Right there.
Oh, they freshmen. That's New Hampshire. That ain't, come on down here. Come on down here, big dog. That is the other
part. You running in showboat, man. You in the wrong state for speed, bro. You come on down south. I bet you won't get to South Florida and be running like that. You and that Pooh Shiesty match. You get outran and get your head knocked off. But congratulations on the win. I'm sure that the Pooh Shiesty match will be banned immediately after that.
Yep. One of one. Only time you can do that. You froze. There you go.
Yep. But yeah, I like it. It's funny. No problem with it. If they let him do it, do it. And y'all, if y'all mad, beat him. You know, that's my answer to everything. You don't like what somebody doing, beat him.
You better know it. Or beat him up. Gotta know how to fight, though. Got to know how to fight, because if you can't fight,
know when to fold up.
You got to know how to fight if you're gonna challenge somebody, and if you can't fight, you can bite. Igor Severino, released by UFC.
Yo, if you can't fight, bite.
Igor Severino was released by the UFC after biting his opponent in his debut. He basically had, this was his first fight. He finally made it to the UFC. If you know, wow, look at that bite mark. Like, that's not even, there's no way that's accidental. Like, these guys make it to the UFC, like, they train for years to make it to this far, to make the payday. He finally made it, and he bit his opponent during the fight. This is crazy. Look, how do you think you're gonna get away with this? Mike Tyson.
Maybe he was just hungry.
A little flesh. Cannibalism.
The dude also ended up getting this tattooed on his arm, the bite mark, which is excellent. I mean, your career is basically over at this point on your debut. Then he tried to deny it. I didn't bite him. Bruh, I can see it. You know I can see the teeth marks. And that's the reason the referee's so cool about it. He's like, no, you bit him, bro. We're not doing any of this. It's over.
Yeah, we got cameras. I mean, first off, where was his mouthpiece? You supposed to have a mouthpiece during fighting. They know, unless it got knocked out, which he looked like he was taking a pummeling. But
oh my God. Oh, just the more I think about it, the more I hurt. Like, it's one of the things that kind of makes you cringe. Like, a person bite, like, and I'm not talking about, like,
got that knot on his head. He was mad. Ooh.
I'm leaving here with something.
Hawks down too.
Dog.
When Dana White released the statement and said this dude basically blew it. He blew his opportunity. Hawks up by 1. So
Peace.
I don't really know what to say about this. Like,
can you box?
He can. He done made it there. What you gonna do for a regular person? What you gonna do? He bites you. What you gonna do? You gonna fight him? You can shoot him. I shoot him.
Yes, I'm definitely shooting him. A person who's willing to, he can already fight and he can bite. Oh no, it's night. It's over. What you talking about?
Or
this man.
Or I'm going to get a grappler, aka a wrestler. So in wrestling, in actual Olympic style competition wrestling, not UFC combat, but in Olympic style wrestling, grappling, you can't tap. You have to be pinned. If the rules tell you that if you are in physical distress, they tell you to let yourself get pinned instead of like trying to fight out of it if you're in physical distress. Well, my man right here got put in that headlock. Help. And Buddy's like, nah.
Boy, if you don't help, he is killing me. My neck. Look at help me, Lord, help me, Lord. Help. And you just that's like the dude on Chappelle. Holla. Man, I am dying, man. And you just gonna let this man murder me? And the other dude, he probably like, bruh, stop this. I don't want to murder this man, but I can't just give up because if I let him up, he might choke me out.
Yeah, because it could be like a ploy.
No.
It could be like a ploy. You know what I mean?
Hell no.
But at least Buddy knew. He knew as soon as he got slammed, he was like, it's over with. I'm done. I'm tapped. It's a wrap. He was like, no. Sometimes you got to know when to hold him. Know when to fold him.
Yeah.
Yes. No. Yes. And then there's... Have y'all ever been to a taekwondo or jiu-jitsu competition? I have. And I will tell you, it is some of the funniest stuff to see that you can't laugh at because they can all whoop your ass too. But sometimes people fail. I do want you to
accordingly.
This woman is trying to pass some sort of test where she destroys some cement bricks. The punch through the bricks thing. That did not work out well. Bow.
Like,
and then she cried.
Look, she tried to take it like a G. She's like, "Oh no, Lord, that hurt.
That hurt physically, and she was embarrassed."
I don't think that she was embarrassed. She took it like number one, kudos to this man. I like when people can take a loss, and it look at the intentionality in her face, and it's like, oh, I hit the wrong part. I'm gonna stick it out though, like. This kid or whatever, however old she is, like, she'll be all right in life. This is what you actually want to see. You want to see somebody fail. You want to see somebody experience pain. She got right back into her little yeet. And then after that, she's like, you could tell she kind of laughed about it, even though it hurt now. It hurt now. It hurt. It for sure hurt. Can't nobody take that pain. Can't nobody help you. That's like when you hit that toe late at night, boy. Anybody.
Imagine hitting your toe late at night and you can't. Imagine hitting your toe late at night. You can't scream. You just got to like her.
I've conditioned myself to laugh at those moments.
I just said I've conditioned myself not to scream. I just.
That's because you have a child.
Exactly.
You got a whole different ball game over there.
Bro, Atlanta is finally doing something. Well, not finally. They have unveiled the plans for Centennial Yards, which is in between the Atlanta Falcons, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and the Atlanta Hawks State Farm Arena. It's too many names. They are now putting a multi-use, the Braves Battery type place downtown. Looks like it's gonna have a hotel that looks like a casino, but that's the new hotel that was built. But they're also talking about trying to bring a casino to Atlanta. They'll have multi spaces to the top left if you see that. They also have a large green space for activities, and this is going to be a nightmare for traffic, but it's going to be fire though.
Yeah, this is the Chris. We don't want you to move back.
Why? What does this have to do with it?
'Cause-
You would live downtown? You trying to live downtown?
I mean, all the places that I would consider, like, first of all, this is gonna make everything be more expensive. The whole city is more expensive now.
Yeah.
Especially with the expansion of MARTA. Oh yeah, this is. I mean, now Atlanta trying to get back to number one. I see that now. They want to be. They want to be it. Like, they're really making a push to be the number one, and be ready for that casino, because I think they also see the writing on the wall here in Texas. Casinos are on the way. When
Not even
Mark
Texas.
Cuban
They've made what $4 billion last year off just the casino. Casinos won like $4 billion off of online betting. It's on the way. It's a Harrah's in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It's a Harrah's suite. That ain't just for there. They didn't decide to come here and say, hey, we want to buy a suite at Mercedes-Benz Stadium because we like y'all. No, they know that they're going to be the first casino right down here in this area.
And I think that everybody's come. Like, I'm telling you, when I saw Mark Cuban divest with the Mavericks, and then he and the people who bought it are casino owners, I was like, oh, I know what this is.
It's over with.
He's finna make that happen. Yeah, the writing is on the wall, and Georgia not gonna fall behind. Like, it was kind of even playing field when you had Atlanta, Houston, and Dallas kind of like, all right, well, we're gonna Bible belt this thing out. None of us will get sports betting or casinos. And now it's like, oh, nah. It's how much money that's available via sports betting and casinos. Give us the money. And hopefully Atlanta finally fix the streets.
Streets. Oh, streets. Yeah, they will down there. They will down there. You know, the little gentrification. This has been a plan for a while.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm in full support.
Yeah, it's tough. What about, hey, so we're going to round it out with, there was a lot of talk today, this week. J. Cole, Drake, Kendrick.
Jermaine, you on the clock now. You and Diddy both on the clock for different reasons, but people looking for you.
First off, I'm Jermaine. Don't ever associate me with nothing with the diddler. Nothing. Ain't got nothing to do.
The diddler.
Don't do that. But yeah, J. Cole launched his own sneaker brand with Puma. The sneaker Indy 5000 sneaker, he wore it on stage and courtside at games. He will be releasing this sneaker during the summer. And I'm sorry, he parted ways with Puma to release this sneaker. So shout out to J. Cole.
Now, the crazy part is, I mean, this is not hate, but we got to be real, man. These sneakers look like old Converse. They look like the grandmamas. All the sneakers from that era, that's what they look like.
They look like British Knights.
That's the era. That's what era of sneakers this looks like. So, I mean, I'm happy for you, but also, like, number one, the sneakers just don't look good. And hey, man, y'all know, I keep it real. When the sneakers look good like Sabrina's, I say yes. They look bad like the Devin Bookers, I say no. And this just doesn't look like a good looking sneaker, and it looks like old Converse. Try again, throw them back.
Yeah, it's tough. I like them.
I support the entrepreneur.
I lied. I like the concept. I'm not really a fan of the shoe. I like the concept of parting ways and coming out with your own shoe. I don't like the shoe, but again, there's a lot of shoes that came out. I don't like all the Jordans, right? But he got 150 different versions of them shoes. He got a whole different classification. So I ain't gonna hate on J. Cole. I want you to keep coming out with shoes, but don't, hey man, I understand being indie. You've been indie as an artist, but with the same thing that we talk about the shoe, same thing we said about the artist. Hey, sometimes it's okay to go hire a producer. Go get you a distributor, a little designer. It's okay to pay somebody to do it. Same way you need to get a producer. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the pregame, episode 144 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. We're going to take a couple seconds and we'll be right back with our HBCU segment, news around the culture. A lot of stuff happened. NCAA tournament. HBCU showed some heart, showed some hustle. And we'll talk about it. I don't see the topic on basketball, so I'm going to bring it up in HBCU news around the culture about potential the expansion idea that Jason Williams said. I'm going to talk about that in HBCU. Y'all stay tuned. Remember to always do what, Norwood?
Like, follow, subscribe, and support your favorite podcast, The Splashcast. Thank you guys for rocking with us. See you soon.
We'll be right back. Y'all stay tuned. Boom.
Gotta find my joint up on this bitch. I miss you. 3 times. Yeah. Sticking to the code, all these hoes for the street. I put it in her nose, it's gon' make her pussy leak. Pussy niggas told ain't gon' wake up at they sleep. You can't hear that switch, but you can hear them niggas scream. All my hoes do shrooms, nigga, all my hoes do coke. 20-carat ring, I put my fingers down her throat. If I lose a carat, she might choke. I know she gon' swallow, she'll go. Free band, nigga, bring the racks in. Cap shooters in the corner, like the pack in. She think cause she was at it, bitch, she attractive. That's that shit that get you put up at the section. And the model still the same. Ball like I won a championship game. You know these hoes hungry, they gon' fuck for a name. I put her on the game, she get fucked for a chain. Got your girl in this bitch, she twirling on the dick. I got syrup in this bitch, turn up in this bitch. And we bout to irks in this bitch, get murked in this bitch. All these pointers on me, baby, you know it's game time. Bring a friend, bitch, we fuck them at the same time. I'm a different nigga, no, we not the same kind. You can have that look, bitch, you ain't mine. Young dope dealer selling dope, is you like that? Kicking doors, kicking in doors, is you like that? Young throw nigga selling lows, is you like that? All 24, you won't go, is you like that? Niggas from the bottom really like that. Stepping ambulances if you like that. Pop another bottle if you like that.
These niggas talking out of their neck. Don't put no coughing out of your mouth. I'm way too paranoid for a threat. Hey, let's get it, bro. DOT, the
Hey.
money, power, respect. The last one is better. Say yes, a lot of goofies with a check. I mean, I hold them sentiments symbolic. My temperament bipolar, I choose violence. Okay, let's get it up. It's time for him to prove that he's a problem. Niggas clicking up, but pay not be legit. No 40 water.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Boy, now that rapping is rapping, boy.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 144 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. I'm your co-host, Reggie.
I'm your co-host, Norwood. Our powers combined. We are your HBCU homeboys, and you did hear right. That's 104 episodes. And my timetables tell me what that's 12 episodes, 12 times. We here again. Let's do it.
Do a little arithmetic in there. I see you. All right, brother.
Miss Bivens will be proud. How about that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all know what it is when it comes to Monday Night Raw, the Around the League edition. We talk about HBCU news around the culture, basketball news around the league, football news around the league. We talk about our splashes of the week during the pregame around 8:15. Thanks for tuning in. If you're listening to this on Thursday, go back and listen to the pregame as it came out on Wednesday, along with the Splashcast episode soundtrack. Let's get started, man. We are your HBCU homeboys, so you know we got to start with that first. Lot of good work put in. By the HBCUs in the tournament, NCAA tournament. Wow, that's got to be a foul on Jaylen Brown. On the NCAA tournament, shout out to not only the teams that made it, but the teams that made it to the NIT. So North Carolina A&T women's basketball team has advanced to what they call in the NIT, not the Sweet 16, the Super 16. They beat ODU as well as other teams. They beat ODU, hitting the game-winning shot with 0.7 seconds left to send them to the Super 16. For those that don't know about the NIT tournament, it was actually the first postseason tournament before the NCAA tournament. And then once the NCAA tournament was formed, big schools left because they made more money, and they left, and this became kind of the offshoot of the NCAA tournament. But it's a big deal. It's still a big deal. It's good for recruiting purposes. Shout out to North Carolina A&T traveling down to ODU to win this game.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You went to A&T, you did what you needed to, you beat them, and then, yeah, let's run it back. Let's keep this going. This is excellent. And don't let nobody stop you. That's my answer.
Yep. Go ahead. Keep doing it. Keep balling. And hopefully this is an experience that these women will never forget, and they'll use it to propel themselves. Similar to Olivia Gaines. So Olivia Gaines was one of the first people or students to play under Dawn Staley at South Carolina. She was one of, I'm not going to say the original class, but she's one of the earlier ones. Olivia Gaines is now set to coach at Allen University. She is the former player for Dawn Staley. She will be down the street from South Carolina on a 10-minute drive, which is right next to Benedict. Gaines has held a multitude of coaching positions. Most recently, she was an assistant at Livingstone. She's been a head coach at Richard Bland College and University of South Carolina. Salkehatchie, yeah, which is also in South Carolina. Allen is one of those schools. It's an all-girls HBCU right next to Benedict College. In Columbia, South Carolina. I like it because she will definitely still be able to get all of the coaching advice from Dawn. She's right down the street, and let's be honest, this is the proper way to set up a pipeline, because the way of a head coach,
you know it. You read my mind. We've been potting too long.
A head coach,
you can't get all of them people.
The best thing you can do is set your other coaches to be head coaches. That's what Nick Saban did. Nick Saban did it in a different way. Kirby Smart's doing it now. Nick Saban did it in terms of rehab. He rehabbed all the coaches, and they became head coaches again. Dawn and Kirby is building head coaches through the younger coaches. Dawn is doing the same thing. Dawn is just an awesome person. So shout out to Dawn. Shout out to Olivia. Shout out to Allen for doing the right thing.
Yes, hey, whatever hey, I know you recruited somebody who needs some help. I know that they can't come to South Carolina, but I would love to have them on my team. And might be temporary. They might be, hey, come here, get your grades straight, put you in the portal. Salute.
I'm telling you, we talked about that before. Now that you brought that up, we talked about that before, about how, and I kind of got killed. Y'all kind of killed me on HBCUs when I said this. They need to embrace kind of being the intermediary until you can get more money and get more funding. If you can be the intermediary between Division II, Division III, and 1A, you get the money. Hell, look what Johnson C. Smith did. Look at the University of Charlotte. They're literally right now, they had one of the best transfer portal classes. If you can get people to come in and kind of treat this as the minor leagues and move up 1A, 2A, 3, eventually you'll become a 3A team. And it's good. Look at A&T. Look at Jackson State. I mean, they are balling. So shout out to Dawn for setting this up. Before we get into a conversation that I really want to have, because we have the same conversation every year during the tournament, it's kind of sickening to have. I want to say congratulations to Johnson C. Smith, head coach, who is now going to retire after getting the 600 wins. Stephen Joyner Sr. is transitioning from his position as men's head coach men's basketball head coach at the end of 2024. He coached there for 36 years. I believe he's still going to be with the school in some capacity. But shout out to Coach Joyner for retiring, man. This was job well done.
600 wins it's a lot of wins. That's a lot of basketball. Congratulations. And yeah.
There should be more news about this to me.
Yep. That was the one thing that I just felt like it should be some more.
36 years. They celebrate.
Hey man, name something
coaches.
After this man. Name the floor, name the stadium, something. 36 years. That's his life's work, man.
Yeah. Can you imagine? That's like Eddie Robb level with how many lives he's touched and changed. Absolutely. And for the better by going through Johnson C. Smith. So shout out to Coach J. So in the NCAA tournament, we had Jackson State's women's basketball team make it to the tournament, along with Grambling State's men's basketball team out of the SWAC. Out of the MEAC, it was Howard and Norfolk State. They all played tough. Howard almost edged out a win, but they ended up losing by 2. They were down by a lot, but Howard played really good basketball. Norfolk State lost. All the HBCUs lost, but Jackson State lost to UConn, which we kind of knew it was going to happen. We were hoping it didn't, but we knew it was going to happen. My issue is Jackson State won the SWAC 3 years in a row. Jackson State was, I looked at their record, they were 26-3, 26-4, 26-6, something like that, where they lost to Division 1A schools. There's no reason, men or women, for Jackson State to be a number 16 ranked team after winning your conference and winning 30 in a row in your conference and winning 3 years in a row. There's no reason that person in that school should have to play UConn or South Carolina. Dawn said it last year. South Carolina or USC. There's no reason that they should have to play those schools if I've won 3 in a row. Now, if I got in at 17-16, 19-14, something like that.
Yeah.
No, bro. It's got to change.
But you're setting me up for failure. Like, I can't. Like, that's my biggest issue is at least give me a chance to possibly win something here. Like, you giving me the absolute hardest road. You're right. I probably can't. I probably won't ever win that. But it's something the rest of y'all I can beat now. Don't make me fight Tyson, but some of y'all jumps in here I can slap.
Yeah, like, to me, when you do that to HBCUs, that sounds, especially HBCUs that, have been dominant, that sounds like to me is more of a stay in your place type move. Like when I won 3 championships in a row and you put me as the number 16 seed, I know that they could have beat the number 15 seed. They could have beat the number 14 seed. They could have beat the number 13 seed. You don't know why? Because we know who they are. That's San Diego Community College State University. That's going to be the number 15 seed. Like, we know, or West Virginia School of Mining. Like, we know what y'all, why can't they be the number 16 seed? Why can't they make the play in? They shouldn't have to, there's no way that they should be able to play in. I don't think Howard should have been a play in either.
It can't be. It don't need to be me every time. Every time, bro.
Yeah.
Pick somebody else, bro.
Spread the punishment around, dog. Like,
yeah, like, don't get me jumped. Hey, you fight them. You get your. Some of y'all regular deglers.
Yeah, man. So, Gino Auriemma had and I set this all up because Gino Auriemma had some good things to say about Jackson State and everything that they went through. So let's listen to what he basically said. Tamika Reed, who was the head coach of Jackson State, needs to be celebrated for what they've done. I think he's going to talk about it.
Can't get no sound.
that's a hell of a job. And it's not like the first time, right? I mean, she's been doing this for quite some time now there. And a lot of these coaches that work like that and have tremendous success and put together great teams and have put together a terrific program, nobody knows about them. They certainly don't get on TV enough, and they certainly don't get enough recognition. And I wanted to let her know that, and that I wanted to I wanted to put myself out there and for her, and I think we need coaches like her to be celebrated.
He goes on to say that she not only needs to be celebrated, needs to be compensated, and he said a lot of other glowing remarks, similar to what Don said about Norfolk State and Jackson State last year. So I love that. That was great.
And Jackson, I hate to tell you this, she probably out the door.
Think so?
When you start, we are in a unique situation where I want all of the HBCU people to stay with HBCUs, have a long story legacy, and continue to build these programs. But she got a family to feed. I got Dawn Staley and Gino Ariemo talking about how good I am. Relax. Just whatever that is, just let it play out. But I also have to strike while the iron is hard as far as my own career. And, you look at a guy like Willie Simmons, who he continuously won, but you're not really hearing no NFL coaches say, oh, Coach Simmons is a great coach. X, Y, and Z. For whatever reason, he had to go to Duke, and now he's running backs coach. But Tamika, you have these two people like Gino, who's been the just after Pat Summitt, he just took over, and now after
he kind of beat Pat out a little bit.
Yeah, and then after and then Dawn came over, and now it's her show, and so basically for them two to be lifting you up and lauding your name like this. Go make your money, man. I can't stand in the way of nobody making no money, man.
That was so. You're right, man. Shout out to Jackson State. Shout out to Gino. Look, I will say we get on him a lot. We're gonna get on him. We're gonna talk about him in the football, but he has set up a pipeline of giving. Deion and Jackson State have been raising a lot of money since Deion has come and gone. And whatever he said he had in place, we doubted him at first, but they keep raking in the money. They keep raking in the money, the admissions, the tuition, as well as transfers to Jackson State. So they've got it going over there, man. So shout out to them. Before we move on, the Hawks are up 120-116 with 4 seconds left. With 1 second left, it is now 120-118. The Hawks are up with 1.2 seconds left. DeAndre Hunter up 1 with 10 seconds left. Shot a three off a rebound and hit it with 9 seconds left. And the Hawks are up 120-118. They came all the way back against the number 1 team in the league, full strength. This is everybody. This is Porzingis. This is Jason Tatum.
Man, just keep on pod, straight ahead. Blinders on, blinders. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, like, follow, subscribe. If we haven't introduced ourselves, my name is Norwood, that is Reggie. If y'all haven't figured out, I'm very superstitious, and I need us to win this damn game. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce the next segment here. We're going to talk about Kamala Harris calling the Grambling State men's basketball team to congratulate them on a historic NCAA win.
Yep, so Grambling State ended up beating Montana State, another team that won the SWAC, and they were relegated to the play-in game, which is still an NCAA tournament game, and the winner of that game becomes the number 16 seed. Historically, they've always put us against the team that should not have been a number 16 seed. And when I say us, I mean HBCUs. I'm not a Gramblinite. Don't ever confuse that. But what I'm saying is they always put them HBCUs against like a team they put Hampton against like North Dakota State one year, and they had a 7'5" dude. It was like, come on, man. So they tried to do that with Grambling State, but Grambling, I told y'all when we talked about this game, they played really, really good defense. They played really good defense against Montana State. They were down 15 early and locked them up in the second half and won by 7 in overtime. Shout out to Grambling. You waiting on me to tell you what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Game over. Hawks win.
Did we win?
Yeah.
We be the best team in basketball. Guess who we beat them without? Joffrey. Woo, I'm telling y'all right now. Hey, y'all do not want me. I'm going to tell y'all right now. I'm coming right on down. I'm coming down like Sherman through Atlanta, boy. Right now. Trade him. Trade. Oh, I'm telling you right now. 8-6, baby. 8-6, no trade.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the HBCU segment of episode 144.
I love y'all, but I could end the episode right now. I'm so happy.
144. We'll be right back with our basketball segment talking about the tournament. And, man, we got a whole lot of basketball stuff to talk about in the NBA, man. We may skip some of this. But
we got a whole lot of basketball to talk about.
We'll be right back.
Trade him.
I can't even get the words out. Y'all make sure y'all like, follow, subscribe. We'll be right back.
And trade him. Trade him. Trade Young.
Lord.
Everyday hustle like William. Yeah. Everyday hustle like William. I'm charging the chicken just for the verse. Yeah. I get in that kitchen, I could go to work. I go berserk. Yeah. Go out and get it, secure the city. Can't seem like the Titanic. Bitch don't want my free band bandit. This paper coming to me 24 hours. I can't go sleep. I know the power of a dollar, told 50 rounds at least. She know I get money, she know. Soon as I up, let's go. Just like double alarm. Stay down with me or let me go. Swap the whip out just like clothes. Inspire me to whip up the flow. She with me, she down like the bros. Holding me down like the chosen one. Early in the morning, go. Late up at night, go. Just be precise. Got a pack for the flight. All I took was a Nina. I show up in a Beamer. Showed up, smacking cougars like Trina. Water flow, Aquafina. Science to me like Tina. Sipping dope at the leader. Meditation out the kush. Drinking high tech and Trish. New Bugatti, y'all check the fence out. Soon as the bitch check the wrist out. You down or you scared? I knew she was just about to say it. I break a little bread. Don't let this shit go to your head. Biggest. Going broke, niggas in the panic. Selling dope, niggas in the pallet. Young killer, city full of talent. You testify, I hate to see it happen. New bitch, never meet the parents. Triple beam, mama keep it.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our basketball segment of episode 144 of the Splash Cast Monday Night Raw, the Around the League edition. We just finished our HBCU news around the culture. Now we are going to talk about NCAA basketball. Norwood obviously wants to start somewhere else, but we got to make it through college first.
I need a max win.
NCAA tournament, man. We just need to make this a conversation. The women's tournament and the men's, the NCAA tournament is definitely the golden goose for the NCAA in basketball. We don't care about anything else that's going on during the season in women's basketball. We do watch because it has better. They were up by 22 after the first quarter and lost. Wow.
without Trey, huh? That's so crazy that if you just play defense and continue to kind of play the same, you can win without the player you're paying $50 million to.
So the women's basketball tournament has started off well. The most dominant team, this may be Dawn Staley's most dominant team since Asia.
Your time is impeccable.
This is Asia. Since Asia Wilson was there. Malaysia Fuwili. She's so good that I know how to say Malaysia Fuwili without actually looking at her name. That's how good she
Precisely.
is. She has. I was kind of critical of her at first recently because I was like, Dawn don't really allow a lot of, or don't want a lot of talking and all of that stuff. But Malaysia's been out there like, look, I know they scared of us because we actually play defense. Defense is what makes me stand out. If I put my head down and put my mind to it, nobody can score on me, and we know that we're good. And they're so good. She's right, because South Carolina won in the round of 32 they played the number 8 seed. The number 8 seed North Carolina Tar Heels. The number 8 seed. I keep saying number 8 because I want y'all to realize how good this team is supposed to be. They beat them by 50. At one point, it was 60-20. The bench scored more points than the whole team for North Carolina. I'm going to say that again. The bench for South Carolina scored more points than the entire team of North Carolina. They scored 48 points. They scored 50 points, 51 points. North Carolina scored 48.
And it kind of comes full circle for me because I always talk about how important defense is. As a person who absolutely hates defense in football, I hate it. No use for it. I have a Trey Young strategy of football. When it comes to basketball, I believe in defense. And Malaysia is I think she has future star written all over her. Her handle is unprecedented. I don't know how many people I've seen, like specifically in the women's game, dribble the ball quite like this. She got it.
Yeah, she's a monster.
And to be that poised to be that level of star, and the thing out of her mouth is, oh no, defense. You have all these stars in the NBA who don't talk about defense. You have all these guys in college, nobody talks about defense. As much as I love Rob with the shifts or Rob Dillingham, he's not worried about no defense. Defense is the last thing he's worried about. She does not care. She says, when I put my head to it, nobody can score on me. Period. And she locked up.
You know what this sounds like to me? So, and I keep saying this, and I think it's because he's retired, and I know that, when somebody's gone, literally or figuratively, you start to appreciate them more. Nick Saban, when you go back and listen to his players talk, except for Quentin Williams had one slip up when talking about Kyler Murray. But other than his players, all his players talk like this. They are an extension of the coach. All of Dawn's players, whether they make it to college, whether they're in college, they go pro, they are an extension of Dawn, past, present, and future. You don't see no foolishness. We play defense. Asia Wilson he was defensive player of the year, should have been MVP. You got Asia Wilson. You got Aaliyah Boston. Quietly as kept is the whole team in Indiana, along with a host of other players. And they all sound and say the same things that Dawn and her coaching staff say. This is a Dawn statement. Defense is what makes me stand out. That's a Dawn statement. She's telling you, Malaysia, I know you a beast. You can score whenever you want to. You see Dawn on the sideline like, oh my God, did y'all see that pass? Did y'all see that? But at the end of the day, when I get you into the locker room, it's like, but you got to play the defense though.
This is what's missing. This is the reason that women are more entertaining, because they develop. This is the opposite of like the Ben Simmons effect, where he's just AAU. Oh, just do this. You don't ever have to evolve your game. I can't think of the girl who couldn't shoot last year for South Carolina. She said, "Oh, I'm gonna fix y'all this year."
Oh, Raven, Westlake High School.
Yes, exactly. You have
everywhere
these women who are going in the off season, and I can't even hate. But where are y'all getting these people from?
Coach Hank. They won like 4 straight championships with Raven. Like,
we ain't getting nothing. We get a bunch of perfect SAT scores, but that's it. But just the player development, the seriousness in which these players take their summer, and not just getting better at what you do. Like, I feel like you have so many guys in the NBA who are scorers who just want to be better scorers, instead of saying, let me flatten my game out and let me be good at everything. Let me be a player who, can really be a lockdown defender and then also, go be a bucket. Like, these guys just want to be like, all right, well, score, give me the ball back. Score, give me the ball back. Like,
make it take it ass. Oh, that's it. Putting on the shirt. Make it take it ass, boy. Yeah, I don't know how to play no defense. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. That's funny. Because that's what it is. But just the player development in the college game is so much better. And now that's the reason you're getting a better product. These players are well-rounded. These are basketball players and not scorers.
And you're getting recognition. And I think from a WNBA and a female perspective, all they wanted, they want compensation. But in order to get compensation, you have to generate revenue. And in order to generate revenue, people have to know who you are. With so many players, with podcasts, with so much media and so much first-person access, you're starting to hear more and more players, coaches, former players say, hey, if y'all really want to know about the game of basketball, watch women's basketball. Watch women's basketball, and you may not see somebody go out there and just dunk on 4 people and be super hyper, even though they will dunk on you. But what you will see is the correct way to play basketball. You'll see people being unselfish. You'll see people giving all-out heart and all of those things. Oh, that's my sister calling. She is a Celtics fan. She went to the Hawks game.
Oh, don't worry. I'm just one call away because you love to get the deal talking about our Hawks. So yeah, don't worry, on the way. But
don't worry. That's on the way too.
I really appreciate your team.
We're gonna plug in the phone next. That's on the way. Part of Splashcast. We plugging in the phone. We will have live calls on the way. But yeah, how you feel, man? The women's basketball, I love the co-signing that's going on amongst the entire sports community. Finally.
This is one of the few times I feel very comfortable saying, I told you so. We've been at the forefront of women's basketball being hot, like the most high-level basketball in a very long time. We continue to not cover men's basketball because they don't make it where it can be covered. These women are just better. They put out a better product. They do a better job of player marketing. Top to bottom, the women's game is just better. And the NCAA, and specifically men's basketball, you got to find a way to do better with your hubris. But y'all could learn something. I tell you, I've been saying this for a while. Play like a girl.
So that is true. We've talked about it before. We say the reason you have, in terms of participation and notoriety and revenue making in women's basketball and men's football that you don't have in men's basketball, is because you have players that stay for 3 years. Football, you have to stay for 3 years. For basketball, you stay, and Caitlin Clark just came back. With NIL, you're going to start, who these players are. They're ready-made stars when they get to the WNBA. Like, men's basketball doesn't have that, but they will. They will now. But the women's basketball definitely already has ready-made stars. Bruh, I couldn't name nobody on the court. I was watching a few of these men's games. Bruh, let me tell you, when they said Angel Reese was coming on, I was like, bro, let me go and turn this TV real quick. Angel Reese and LSU and Middle Tennessee State played each other in the round of 32, and it was a good game. Remember, Middle Tennessee State spoiled the Louisville LSU game that was supposed to happen.
And, while we're talking about it, I was only up by 2 against West Virginia. It's 50-48. They just have a better product. They're going to have a better product. They're going to have the players that you want to see. And let's get a Caitlin Clark update. 24 points, 14 shots.
24 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists.
6 turnovers. They're making it tough.
West Virginia quietly is kept as a good basketball school, men's and women's. But Angel Reese, man, she waved goodbye to the Middle Tennessee State players. I don't know I do know. Ever since LSU lost to South Carolina, they have been loud. They have been brash. They've been abrasive. They are confident. The swagger is back. It's like they believe like, oh yeah, we can beat them. Like, oh okay, they're not as intimidated. They're not scared of them as all, and they are embracing everything about their team as a personality wise. And I told you before I throw it to you, I told you that they were sandbagging the whole year. I told y'all from all that stuff with Angel Reese, all that stuff between all that drama that was surrounding the team, all of the speculation. I was like, bro, they're going to get right to the tournament and they're going to be right back. And it's just exactly what we starting to see. They had a little trouble with Middle Tennessee State, but they got to him. And Angel Reese got that girl fouled out and waved goodbye. She definitely flopped, though. Ooh, she flopped.
I don't think that they sandbagged as much as the team. Like, when you have a high-profile team with some high-profile athletes, you have a high-profile coach, and then 100%, it's like any other team. It's something going on behind the scenes. Like Angel Reese mama tweeting out what she tweeting out. That wasn't a sandbag. It wasn't a Jedi mind trick. But it's just like anything. Winning cures everything. Yeah, yes, that's what I meant. Flage mama.
Flage mama.
Like
I tell the truth.
Winning cures everything. Do I think that everybody on this team is the best of friends? No. Do I think that there are elite competitors when it's that time? Absolutely. As much as I don't like Kim Mulkey, I do think that she's a hell of a basketball coach. I do think that she has these girls ready to take on the world. Whatever is about to happen, one thing I think that Mulkey gets you ready for is, I don't give a shit. You need to go out there and compete. Like, I think that she probably equal to or worse than Nick Saban and Bill Belichick.
You said something there where they probably don't all like each other. When it comes to NIL and being pro and semi-pro, that normally is the difference between amateur and pro. Amateur, if you don't like you change teams or you get that, normally there's a line drawn in the sand. When it's a pro or semi-pro, it's like, bro, we here to get this money. And you are how LSU is. Money. That is gonna be it for everybody. Tie game, 50-50. Caitlin Clark has 0 points in the fourth quarter. Just like Trae Young. She just scored. But the women's basketball game, especially LSU, was good. But it's kind of been surrounded by this. I ain't gonna say surrounded. LSU has done a good job. Shout out to their multimedia department. LSU coach Kim Mulkey says Washington Post reporter has spent the past 2 years working on a negative story about her, an expose of some sort. And she says, whatever it is that you decide to release, I am going to sue if they post anything false about me. I like the line drawn in the sand, Kim, but if they post anything, you got to sue. You back yourself into a corner because if you don't sue, then we assume that it's going to be right.
Nah, you can just word it in skepticism. You can word it. You can find that line of skepticism and keep it right there. What I believe, or we love a good allegedly. Same thing here, but you sound very guilty, Kim. I will tell you that much. You sound super guilty.
I don't even know what the expose is about. You
sound more guilty than the man on the run.
I don't diddly. I don't know what this is, but for her to release a statement and for the person, a reporter, first off, if you know how business works in the media, a reporter or an editor or the head of whatever Washington Post or whatever is not going to allow somebody to work for the Washington Post and spend 2 years on a project and not have any substantial evidence.
Oh, no.
And even if they're a freelance...
What you doing? We paying you.
And if they're a freelance writer, that's basically the thing to do now. Is a freelance writer.
Oh, that's commission. That's commission only.
Yeah, so that means whatever I turn in if I'm taking 2 years, that means it's got to hit.
It's got to hit.
It's got to hit, dog. I need that bread. I need 2 years worth of bread for this work, at least, plus royalties. Kim, you better keep winning. Winning cures all. Because the moment y'all lose is the moment that this story will be published. Watch. I'm telling y'all.
Yeah,
I was up 3.
I'll be honest, y'all. Y'all bear with me today. Today is my fraternal 18th birthday, and on top of that, the Hawks just did the needful, man. Appreciate that.
So before we get to the
needed
Hawks,
this win so bad.
Before we get to the Hawks, let's talk about the men's tournament. I watched the men's tournament, and I would like to issue a my bad. I ain't apologizing because what I said is true. But there's a lot of good basketball played in the men's tournament as well. And I think because the women's basketball was really, really is front forward, front facing, is more to talk about. I think we've kind of lost sight of the good basketball. For the first time, I watched Gonzaga this year play Kansas. And let me tell you, Gonzaga is like the Iowa of basketball. They get all of the people that look alike. They sprinkle in a little diversity.
The 4 year, they got a lot of 4-year players. Let Reggie do that.
No, I know they 4 year. I'm doubling down. I know what I said. They got a lot of them. And it was 44-43 at halftime. I said, oh, this could gonna be a good game. But I was like, man, Gonzaga is playing really, really well to only be like, they're not hitting a lot of shots, but they're getting all the open shots. Bro, second half, Gonzaga beat Kansas. Kansas scored 24 points in the second half. Gonzaga scored 46. They beat them 89-68.
Boy, Gonzaga look like the Hawks, and Kansas look like the Celtics. Boy, the way y'all just stopped scoring.
Gonzaga got a bunch of 7-foot players. They got like all the 7-foot players.
They keep the 7-foot guys though. That's like their thing. Isn't that where your boy went? Isn't that where Chet went?
Yes, Chet went to Gonzaga. Your boy Sabonis. Sabonis went to Gonzaga.
You're right.
They got some more now. It's some more.
I ain't
Kelly,
got no time.
Kelly Olynyk. Kelly Olynyk went to Gonzaga. There's like 7 or 8.
He definitely. And John Stockton over there telling them people that ain't no COVID, boy. Utah Jazz, boy, that's a wild bunch. Like everybody said that Jordan and Pippen and
where's the 30 for 30 on Karl Malone and John Stockton? Where is the 30 for 30 there?
That's the need, but you ain't gonna.
This guy come on CNN. It can't come on ESPN.
Fox News.
But yeah, man, Gonzaga, man, I will say Gonzaga. They look. I text y'all. I said that was some of the best basketball. The tournament. I see why so many people are like, we just got to get to the tournament. It's like we just got to get to homecoming. We just got to get to spring break.
Just got to. Hey, that's all you. I've been there so many. I just got to get to home. If I just get to homecoming and just get to the big dance, I figure out a way to win.
I figure out if I could just get my flight. That's how the men's tournament is. They're just like, look, if we can just get to the tournament, we're gonna have a lot of good basketball. So shout out to everybody for just a good weekend of basketball. Update. Long Beach State. Jokes after leading. Long Beach State says he didn't have an answer for anything because he done. Head coach Dan Monson. Remember we told you about him last week that he got fired, and they said we'll let you coach the tournament. He coached the tournament and won the tournament, and is now going to the NCAA. Who's the biggest
man has a job? This man don't have a job, and Trae Young does. It's beyond me.
Oh, so we just shooting at Trae all day today. So, I think Long Beach State lost the game, but
Akimbo.
He definitely Dan Monson has become the media darling of the NCAA tournament because of everything that he's gone through. Now, he says he wants to go back and, kick it with his family now. He's not really going to look for another job. But I'm pretty sure somebody's going to be calling him pretty soon. No?
Oh, there it is right here. Oh.
What you looking at?
Oh, I saw that he joined Sports Central. I thought he was going to, keep the job there, but no. I mean, I guess at this point, you kind of done what you needed to. At this point, he's 62 years old. He's been coaching for a long time, man.
He been at Long Beach State for a long time, like 17,
Yeah.
20 years, something like that.
And you did. Now he done ruined it for the next person.
Yeah.
No pressure. Am I going to have to fire you before the team plays well? Probably.
Shout out to the athletic director. Not because he fired the coach, but because this was probably the best way that you could possibly handle this situation. To fire somebody, they succeed. And he was like, I'm not trying to pat my Bobby Smitherin. Sounds like somebody off Harry Potter. Bobby Smitherin, looks like it too. Says he's not trying to pat himself on the back, but I just want to let y'all know that I fired the coach to inspire the March Madness run. And then he joked and laughed. That is probably the best answer that you could give.
Oh yeah, he been coaching since '97. 2 years at Gonzaga, almost a decade at Minnesota, and then from 2007 to 23. Yeah, I mean, him man's had a long coaching career. He's done more winning than he's done losing. That's all you can ask for. Yeah, job well done, man. 27 years, 445 wins, 396 losses, a winning percentage of 530. Yeah.
Job well done, man. Job well done. So I'm interested. I can't wait. Creighton looks good. Purdue just looks tall. I don't believe in them. They almost lost to Grambling. They were only up by 4 at halftime. The men's is kind of wide open. Women's basketball though, we about to watch Juju with USC right now. They come on next as Caitlin Clark and Iowa have pretty much put it out of reach.
52.
Yep. Hey man, so let's talk about the Hawks since we're here. The Hawks are 8-5 without Trey. Yes.
8-6.
8-6. But one of the gems that they found is having to play Bruno Fernando more because Okongwu is in and out of the lineup along with Clint Capella. Really Clint's been in the lineup. It's really been Okongwu. The Hawks today were down by 30 to a fully healthy Celtics team.
And full stop. Hold on before we go into anything else. Hawks minus Jalen Johnson, minus Onyeka Okongwu, and minus their fearless leader, Trey Young. Down by 30. Come back and beat the best team in basketball.
It was impressive. This Hawks team, I'm going to pull up some stats, or you can pull them up. This Hawks team has been significantly better defensively in the last 6 games. You put the same link twice. They have played out of their mind. Hey, man, you need to apologize to Garrison Matthews tonight. He showed up and played well.
All 6 points in 19 minutes?
Yes, he hit the 6 points in the fourth quarter.
I mean, okay, sure. All right, yes.
But see, that's why people say you're a hater.
No, I'm not a hater. You're not going to convince me that Kobe Buffkin and AJ Griffin should not have been playing. Now they're hurt. That's a different
situation.
Both of them are
hurt.
Okay, now. But what I'm saying is there have been moments when they've been healthy, specifically AJ Griffin, and just can't get on the floor. That is not the answer. Like everything that I see here kind of more proves my point that like I still don't think that Quinn is a good coach. I just think that we just play better defense, so it makes it a little bit easier. But
offensively, I think he's a good coach. I think he's a good coach offensively. Defensively, he's got
sure. But I mean, the defense is, and now you're in this weird predicament where is it defense Trey or is it Quinn? With no Trey, like we gave up 118 points a night. But if you really look at it, We gave up 74 points in the first half. We came back and they scored 22 in the third, 22 in the
Gave
fourth.
up 44 in the first quarter, and they scored 64 for the rest of the game.
You're right. Put that in context. We gave up 44 in the first quarter and then gave up 44 in the second half. And
now,
you know
context
how,
now.
You know how I feel about 30 and 40-point quarters, but like, look at us. Second quarter, 34 points. Third quarter, 34 points. Fourth quarter, 30 points. If we had somebody, like, the offense suffers because we spent $50 million in a player who's not playing. But if you can tell me that I could get me a $30 million player, if I could get me an Anthony Simons level guy, oh man, yeah. And
I just want to put that out there that I said trade for Anthony Simons a long time ago, and you said hell no. I just want to put that out there. Now that you referenced them, I'm just to let you know.
I believe you. And now that the other part is we needed a test run to see what we look like without Trey. And I think that, because I'm in all of the forums and the groups, we're 10-10 without Trey for the season. That's a quarter of the season. That's not a small sample size. And this is a team that would die to be 500 right now. If we could get to 500, we're in the playoffs. We're out of the playoffs.
Well, I mean, yes, true. Context matters, though. Krejci, you're not going to get 16-6 from Krejci. Ever. Ever.
Now, this is just me. This has nothing to do with Reggie. I'm going to step out on my own limb by myself. I have always been a fan of Veet because he can dribble, he can pass, he can shoot. I think that he doesn't get enough reps. I think that he's a player that if you really watch him play basketball, and he started to play defense. Like, I'd rather play Krejci than play Garrison Matthews or Wes Matthews.
And they did. Krejci played 33 points, 33 minutes today.
Started. And I think that is Krejci great? Absolutely not. Is he talented and can do a little bit of everything? Can he shoot it a little bit? Can he pass it a little bit? Yes. This is where I get frustrated with the Hawks is you let Veet go. Veet was released. We traded Bruno. These are two guys who are good basketball players. And we're rolling out Coach Rondo or Patty Mills. We're consistently picking the wrong players, I think, at the end of our bench. And what made us most successful when we were good was the guys at the end of the bench when we get to this point in the season. Solomon Hill was cleaning it up. Like, was he a great basketball player? Probably not. But he was very good in tough situations when we needed somebody and our team was hurt.
So the thing about the Hawks, that 6-5, 8-6, whatever you want to say without Trey, that's cool. If you look at the games, it's still the same inconsistency, which maybe lends to your point of he's inconsequential. But no matter if we're there or not, which is why I don't necessarily put that on Trey, I think that's more of a Quinn thing. I mean, we beat the Rockets, who went on a winning streak literally the day after we beat them. We beat the 76ers.
They start punching people too.
Yeah, they start fighting. But then we lose to the Bulls, who we get blown out by the Hornets. And then we lose to the Raptors. But then we beat the Magic, we beat the Jazz, we get blown out by the Nets. We lose to the Nets again, but then we beat the Knicks, Cavaliers, beat the Grizzlies, lost to the Pelicans, lost to the Trailblazers, lost to the Jazz again, but then we beat the Clippers. Like, we beat teams that we're not supposed to beat, and we lose to teams that we're not supposed to lose to. That, to me, sounds like coaching more than a player, because it's the same result. It's the same result.
Well, we've also, we're getting thin at this point. V in the starting lineup means we're very thin. Losing Jalen Johnson
again
and Okongwu
again,
losing Jalen Johnson again and losing Okongwu. That now like Quinn to be 500 through this run is a little bit more impressive. You're really having to change lineups. You're having to change rotations. You're coaching now. Like you're making adjustments on the fly. And I mean, on top of that, the guys who I think you had slated to be like, I feel like Kobe Buffkin plays a lot more if he's healthy. So like the guy who you probably had slated to get on the floor a little bit more, he got hurt. So like your first like addition, that ain't even an option. And then you think you would go to like naturally, eventually AJ Griffin just gets on the floor a little bit and he's hurt. So you really like continuously having to change the rotation and figure this puzzle out. And I think he's doing a decent job. But you know, I talk about the Knicks and how much they look like they enjoy playing basketball together. I think that this is one like we look like we're enjoying basketball for the first time.
Camaraderie has definitely and the off the court stuff has definitely improved. I will say Trey has been there every time, and they seem to enjoy Trey being the cheerleader and like he's still
like,
for morale wise.
He ain't pouting. He ain't
first one off the bench congratulating and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But
he seems to be like being a good team player about it. I got to give him credit for that. I'm not, and I want y'all to give me credit for giving him credit because y'all be hating when I be like, hey, this is what it is.
Sure. I will say, I think you're right that they enjoy playing with each other, but I keep going back to this tweet that was leaked from DeJounte Murray right around the time Trey got hurt or right before it.
Play like we practice one way and then play another.
We practice one way and we have all these plays and then we get out there and we play another way. I put that in my mental Rolodex because I was trying to figure out how you were going to be able to prove what he was saying. Because you can't if Trey was going to be playing, you couldn't prove it. Well, Trey got hurt and it looks like he was 100% right. It looks like he was like, nah, like we practice one way and we run plays. And then when we come out here, all we do is run pick and roll and we spam pick and roll. And I watched the game today while I was podcasting. We run plays. Bogey was hitting shots. Creechy was hitting shots. Now Capella looked like 2018 Capella, 2019 Capella.
That's what he does against the like.
We do against the Celtics. We play well against the Celtics. But you also have to, the reason I said it, you got to admit, all of these players weren't playing as well or weren't playing when Trey was there. So that's why I keep saying there's a little bit of context. I agree with you. We look better as a team. Trey got to figure something out. But there's a little bit of context when it comes to like, hey, we're 8-6. But I ain't got nothing to say about it. We came back from 30 against the Celtics. Now, I love the Hawks. Y'all see it. Celtics. How y'all lose that game? How y'all lose that game?
And this is the reason that the DeJounte Murray trade is always okay with me. Because before we had DeJounte, we are smoked if we get down for the Celtics. If we get down by 30, 68-30, there's a chance that we might end up being down by 50 by the chances over. DeJounte's never say die attitude, his I'm not quitting, that's
him and you know who else? I didn't mean to cut you off, but you said something. You know who else that DeJounte's attitude has kind of unlocked? DeAndre Hunter. DeAndre Hunter went to the bench, and it's too many DeAndres. DeAndre and DeJounte had a conversation that was reported on, and he's been averaging like 25 points, 23 points since, 20 points, 20 to 25.
You can always see Murray trying to help. I think he knows, I think he sees the same potential that we do. If you can unlock Hunter, and I mean, look, probably career high tonight, 3 assists. But if you could get him confident, because he's just not that's not his personality. But if you can get him confident and believing in himself, let's not forget the man is an NCAA champion. He is a damn good basketball player.
Got to give props to Quinn too. Now Quinn made that move. That's why I said offensively, he's a guru. He's. You know what? I don't. Somebody check his background. I don't know if he came up under D'Antoni, but we play like he came up under D'Antoni. We offensively, we be cooking. Bogey be open. We get open shots all the time. Defensively, we don't care.
This is the team that this is the. Well, nah, I was gonna say we kind of match up with them, but them with Horford and Porzingis, that's actually a kind of a like. Somebody's in a situation, because sure you got to put Clint on Horford, but that means that Hunter was tonight. I ain't gonna say he didn't, but he gave us what we really want: 20 and 15, 19 and 15. That's what we would like. If Trey would be willing to do that, then suddenly we have a whole different team.
Well, he kind of does though. But I will say we play Boston on Thursday again now.
Oh. That's fine. We already got our dub. We expected to lose twice.
They may beat us by 100.
They're going to try to. Absolutely. And I don't blame them. You should. You need to get your get back for losing a 30-point game.
Yeah, because I got to pay you $315 million, Jason Tatum, after I just paid you $304 million, Jaylen Brown. Now, I will say tonight against the Hawks, both of them played well. 37 and then 25 for Jaylen. So it's not like they were bad, but the Hawks just beat everybody else. If I'm the Celtics, you're in such a predicament because you have to pay this. You have the number one team in the league for really the last 3 years. You've had the number one team in the league for the last 3 years. Steph Curry went Steph against you in the finals. Jason Tatum got hurt in Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The year before that, the Heat eliminated y'all. The year before Steph Curry, the Heat eliminated y'all in the Eastern Conference Finals. So they've been at the Eastern Conference Finals or the finals the past 4 years. You can't, and they are so much further ahead as a team than anybody else in the East because of injuries, but also because of the way the style they play. You have to pay them, which means all them other people got to go. You keep Porzingis, you keep the three, but that's it.
You know what's next? I want to make sure before I say it. And I was wrong about this. And he's a guy who the Hawks may be interested in. Derek White. Well, I guess they got him on the contract again next year for $18 million. The other part is I don't know it ain't no way they finna pay him and Tatum and have draft picks in the future. Now, I don't know what their salary cap situation is, but it can't be good. It can't.
Well, they got draft picks though, so ain't Juju.
No. But when you hit that second tier, all of that goes out the window.
Oh, Juju is the power forward on this team.
Yeah,
I thought she was a little guard. She like the second biggest person on the court. But yeah, the Celtics, I expect for them to fully make the finals again. I'm just talking about y'all because y'all lost to the Hawks with nobody. But y'all about to spend that money though.
Nobody, babe. Oh, that's it. So, I mean, do you? I mean, the other thing is, this is the player option on Kristaps. Like, if y'all don't win the season, you go to next season paying him $30 more million? How many 30, 40 million? Why can't I don't understand this. How can every other team have 15, $40 million players and we got one and we broke?
I don't know.
Well, we broke for now. Finna get rid of the trade. We get some of that money back. Don't worry about it.
You think? I don't know. I don't know because Trey, they'll come back. He'll come back and they'll mess around and win the play-in tournament.
Do you think that he has enough self-control to not get in his own way? It's not
if he's as diabolical as you think he is, he comes back and plays the same way and then forces his way out. That's how I kind of see this going. Like the city, if he comes back and plays badly, the city will turn on him.
Oh, he definitely can't Miami this thing. If he plays like he did in that Miami series, people forget about that. That was embarrassing how bad he played. I felt bad for him as bad as he played.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad, man. I wouldn't bet on it though. I would bet that he comes back. I hope that he's seen the light, but I wouldn't bet on it. What I would bet on though is that the NBA is working with DraftKings and FanDuel to integrate live betting into the NBA League Pass app, so fans can place bets while streaming.
Applause for my boy. That boy Rex, he put him by the rail now. Elite transition. Elite.
But I told y'all,
black creators, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I told y'all about the Falcons. We talked about it in the pregame with the Falcons and Hawks having this mixed use, and they've been trying to get a casino in Georgia. This is another, what do you call it when a bunch of small rivers feed into a large body of water? Tributary. This is another tributary when it comes to gambling in America, especially in the South. They are working with FanDuel and DraftKings to integrate live betting in the NBA League Pass. This is a money grab, but it's going to happen.
Seems like you literally suspended a player today, Marco Porter Jr.'s brother, for his possible involvement in prop betting, which is crazy because I don't feel like this man gets enough minutes to really manipulate anything. But you got that going on. You got to show how old Tony, like, this is probably not the best time to release this news. But I guess when the money is up, the money is up. What are we talking about? Winning clear fixes everything. In this case, the winning is money. And I can understand how, if I'm DraftKings or FanDuel, the integration into League Pass that's it. Oh, you're going to watch this game, huh? You want to bet on your team? Here are the props right here.
It's going to be tough because if any of that stuff with gambling is true, I mean, this is putting a Tupperware full of crack in front of a crackhead, right? If somebody like you at this point are allowing so many people that may have issues or may want to break the rules that don't have the discipline not to, you're going to have to police this very, very well, or otherwise you'll have a whole lot of people getting suspended, to me.
And the NFL like that, NFL, they have some trouble with that. Players betting on premises, like all those type of things are kind of, something.
Yeah. Hey, man, but we talk about prop bets all the time. So, and to me, if you want to be honest, prop bets have been manipulated by the players for years. Think about when somebody scores with 2 seconds left and the over-under goes from the people on the under win to now the over wins. That ain't by coincidence. That ain't them trying to get no incentive. No, you had 2 points. Like, if your incentive is to score in the game, then your incentive isn't to score twice. They only going to pay you because you scored. So to me, I think that you've already had players manipulating. You've already got coaches. Officials. We already was it Donahue? Yeah, he wrote a whole book.
Tim, yeah, you're right.
He had a whole book. So, and when I say players are manipulating, and I don't mean that in a bad way, would you remember Ricky Davis? Ricky Davis played for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's famous for being, he had a lot of potential, but he's also famous for at the end of the game taking a layup on his own basket in order to get the rebound so that he could have a triple-double. And people killed him for that. Rightfully so.
Bad. It's bad. That's bad.
I think he would have gotten a little bit more grace if he had shot the ball at the other team's goal. They inbounded the ball. He went to and shot the ball, and they didn't give it to him. But there ain't really that much difference between Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton did the same thing. He was 11 points. He was 9 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. And he was like, Doc, why'd you take me out the game? I only need one more point for a triple-double, which I'm sure there's an incentive for that. And Doc put him back in the game.
It's just an accomplishment for a guy he's not a high rebound guy. He's not in a high assist guy. I mean, yeah, I also don't see Chris Middleton as a guy playing super much longer, and I don't see him with a ton of triple doubles. Hey, also here for my own personal gratification. Like I didn't already I got to let Dame and Giannis shoot every shot. Least y'all can do is let me get it when I got it. I'm this close like that. Like that's kind of a coaching.
Oh, that was against OKC.
Thing.
This beer's on you.
Yeah, like. Okay. I ain't like that one. The other ones was cool. Like you was kind of nailing it. You was like right in your bag, and then here you go with this, and it's like I got right on up paid that day. And I was like, let me get this off me. Get this off me.
Hey, you ain't even give me. I was like, and the Hawks took the over, which I told you was gonna happen. Hey man,
who knew they was gonna score that many points? But shout out to the Hawks. Salute, because you guys are doing what I need you to do, and y'all helping me not look crazy. I didn't know had to apologize like 3 or 4 times
in a week.
In the last 3 or 4 days. I feel like Ruben stuttered in 2004, except for his 24. I'm sorry for everything, but y'all are really making me look like I know what I'm talking about with Trae Young, and I appreciate that. Y'all keep up the good work.
Because they playing defense, right?
For the first time.
Hey man, it's a first time for everything.
Quinn need to slap my bad, but Quinn need to slap him on the back of the neck, bro. You got me looking like I can't coach defense. I'm actually not a terrible defensive coach when you're not on the floor.
Yep. And apparently James Harden knows how to play defense too if he's contesting his own player shot. James Harden contested Kawhi's shot, and what was the funniest thing ever? First off, Kawhi was shooting a 3. James Harden passed him the ball, which was the play. And as Kawhi was shooting a 3, James Harden contested the 3, which is his own teammate against the Blazers. It's funny. If I'm a Clippers fan, if I'm a Blazers fan, I'd probably kick him in the back of the knee. I understand y'all good. You beating me by 19, but you ain't about to hot dog and showboat out here on me.
That's Steph Curry shimmying and turning around. That's a punchable offense. Like for me, when I saw this, Kawhi makes this shot.
No, he misses it.
You got a whole different team that you're playing against for the rest of the season. That maybe I'm crazy, and I'm okay with that. But what Harden does in this moment is he gives Kawhi an opportunity to kind of give them to turn them into like NBA Jam. Like, we're so good that I can guard him, he's still going to make it. If Kawhi hits, this is one of those shots. This is like the KDT play that he blows. That if that play, that's one of the greatest football plays.
Yeah. Kadarius Toney. Yeah.
In football history. Same thing here. If he passes and then he throws his hand up and Kawhi makes it and they go down there laughing and kick in, oh, my God. Y'all got lucky. Basketball guys wasn't ready for that yet, but I see what he was doing.
What's funny about the Clippers is during this streak, when they did that, he did that in these games, they looked like what we thought that they were going to be. They looked good. They were playing defense. They were playing offense. Paul George was the utility man. Kawhi was the cyborg. James Harden was just out there doing everything. Zubac. And then they went right back to the underachieving Clippers, like so fast. Like they just turned the heat off on the stove. The Clippers are a team that's interesting to me. If they decide to take this seriously, and they, by meaning James Harden, takes this seriously in the playoffs and doesn't disappear, they could make a run to the championship fairly easy. I ain't gonna say easy. They could make a run because the West is too crazy, but they could make a run. But James has to not disappear.
If you can get, because there's not really a lot of question of Kawhi not showing up. He's pretty good for showing up. Mm-hmm. You can get PG and James to show up.
Mm-hmm.
Nuggets, cool story. It's a tough day for you. OKC, y'all are good, but y'all don't have the experience for these guys. Minnesota, with no Karl Anthony Towns, could get very interesting for you guys.
He'll be back by the playoffs, though.
but it's a meniscus. That's literally pause. That is the sac that sits between your two bones. Like for a 7-foot guy, like that's everything. Like I don't know, like being back and being back at somewhere near 100% are two different things. And I mean, as good as this team has kind of played, I know you want to go for a championship this year, but it's kind of like we might. Don't ruin this guy. I mean, I don't know. They look just as good without him, but you in my brain, my thought process is don't ruin this guy's knee.
Because they did it to Joel. They did it to Joel.
Yeah.
He played on the meniscus. He said, I will never be the same again.
Yeah.
And then James Harden disappeared. I don't care how good the Clippers are.
I also think that that's a confidence injury too. Like I think you just won't believe that you're the same. Because I mean, you ought to think D Wade don't have a meniscus in either knee.
And yeah, but he's 100 pounds lighter. So
you're right. But I mean,
but I do think even if the Clippers are full strength, they would give the Nuggets hell. But Joker is as unstoppable a player that we have in the league right now. There's almost nothing you can do because we get so wrapped up in the fact that he passes and he shoots and he brings the ball up that you forget that he's 290 pounds and that he gets there and he puts you in the post and destroys you every time.
High post too. Now that's the difference.
Low post, high post, mid post, free throw, dotted line, elbow,
but his
3-point line.
To pass from the high post means that you just have better spacing. But the thing about it is, like Anthony Edwards, you're a very good basketball player, elite basketball player. But I also know Kawhi in the playoffs. I don't think
shut LeBron down.
I don't think you're gonna go out there and kill him. And then Zion, same thing for you.
They did beat him recently though.
7-game series, Zion. I think you're playing very good right now. And let me be very clear. That's what I want to see. I want to see a skinny Zion versus a healthy Kawhi. That's a good battle of two.
That's the same size person.
Basketball players.
That's the same size person.
Legitimate. That's the reason I want to see it. Like that's a battle. That's a like bring that back. That's the part of basketball I want to see.
Now, I will say, Russell Westbrook makes that team different. I didn't appreciate him as much until he was out, and I saw him play against the Hawks. They are a good team. Russell Westbrook makes that team turbocharged. He gets the ball to the other team's free throw line with 20 seconds left on the shot clock. They can run whatever set they want to, assuming that you stop Westbrook from getting to the rim or passing it to I forgot the other guy's name that they bring off the bench that can shoot. You bring them off the bench, they're kind of crazy. So I do think that they're good. I think if Cat comes back though, their kryptonite is they don't have a lot of size. Oh. So if Cat comes back and Anthony Edwards does this, he keeps doing stuff like this.
Ooh, Lord, John.
He keep doing stuff like this. I don't care. Listen, he already ripped Paul George at half court twice in the same game. And you know, Paul George is good for dancing with the ball and disrespecting people. And then they won that game. Anthony Edwards and the Timberwolves are another team that if they can get hot on shooting, they just need shooting. If they can start hitting a little bit more of their shots, they're a scary team too. Don't let Cat come back. They're going to be crazy.
Well, I'm going to tell you the person who I think makes this team go. Nas
Which
Reed.
team?
The Timberwolves.
Another person that I said the Falcons.
The Nas Reed. Now is yours. I will give you your credit. You called that. I was like, Nas Reed.
I was like, bro, sign him today.
What?
Like,
and
no.
you were like, and then, I mean, the Warriors, 20-12. Cavs, 18-3. Jazz, 17-4. Jazz, 22-12-5. My God. Like, he's just
7 feet and can shoot
I
and
don't
dribble and run.
understand how
He was
you
undrafted.
No, he's 6'9". But how many centers can you play at one time?
Well, he's a power forward now that he's 6'9". If he's shooting, if you could play as many as you want. If you could shoot, the two that they play on the outside can shoot, and then they play Gobert. They just say, "Hey, catch the ball and dunk it." They are the epitome of I know my role. Mike Conley don't take a lot of crazy shots. You just don't turn the ball on. Anthony Edwards, you are the engine. Karl Anthony Towns, you need to be tall and hit shots. Gobert, catch the ball and dunk. Naz Reid, you are the sixth man.
And that's the benefit of having a player that's 6'4" with a 6'9" wingspan who's your leader. He gonna get his every night, but you just can't.
Who's 6'4"?
Anthony Edwards.
He's 6'6", ain't he?
No, he just plays like it. Which is crazy because Steph is only 6'3". Like, he's not that much taller than those guys, but he's a man.
Hey, man. Houston, we have liftoff.
Speaking
San
of
Francisco, we have a problem. Draymond, you can get on there and say you don't give a damn about Houston now that they won game. Yeah, I know he's taller than 6'4". He's 6'6", and is 6'6". Draymond, you can get on there and say that you're not worried about Houston, whatever. They have won 6 straight. And not only have they won 6 straight, they out here fighting. They fighting the Jazz. They fighting the Bulls. It don't matter who they going at. And it's not Dylan Brooks. Hasn't been the one that's causing all the controversy. The Rockets seem to be growing up right before our eyes. He's really listed at 6'4".
Told you so. Y'all know why y'all like I'm not looking at the height. I understand what Draymond was saying where he's like, I don't give a damn about the Rockets. Because to him, the Rockets truly are inconsequential. It's about us. It's about us fixing this team, us playing better basketball, and us finding a rotation where we can win. The Rockets are behind us. That's like running a race and wondering what the person in second place doing. Bro, you're supposed to run as fast as you can. And, I mean, I know that people probably going to take it the wrong way, but I understand what he means. Can't be worried about somebody behind me. I have to worry about winning today with who I got.
I think the Rockets going to get the Warriors or the Lakers out of here. I don't know who it's going to be, but they're going to get one of them out of there.
If they keep punching on people, they're going to get somebody.
Sneaky said he thought Ant was 6'8". No, Ant was 6. He was 6'4", and they said he grew to 6'6" before the draft. But maybe that was just make sure you draft my guy first round.
He's only 22 years old, which is crazy. But this is like the Rockets are now playing without arguably their best player.
It's all right.
And could you like you dope are gonna do it again?
do what?
It, and not that. My bad. You these days you got to be very, very clear on what you say and mean what you say.
A lot of diddly going on, bro. You got to make sure you specify. Make sure you specify.
Come on, then, Flanders.
No, Diddy Flanders. Oh,
but he's gonna take some young.
All them weird ass. Them names all went weird. All them names. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. All them names he got now are weird. Brother Love, that look crazy now.
Nah, R. Kelly and P. Diddy satisfy you.
Aaron Hall. I mean, okay, we're gonna get out of the
back to where we
Epstein.
are. Ime Udoka is going to take Sengun. He's going to take Jabari Smith. Now, I do think that. I think that Jalen. Now this is all relatively unique timing with him.
That boy can shoot, can't he? He can shoot, can't he? That boy hitting threes.
On the way.
He hitting threes.
They say that
there's
an alleged another baby mama.
Two more.
Possibly 2 that have popped up. And I think that he was getting the pressure of you're not holding. And me and you talked about it. I've said it. he's not holding up his end of the bargain. When it really comes down to it, you like Sengun, he's your number one. And this year, Jabari Smith, for the better part of the season, has been a better basketball player for you. And you and Cade Cunningham, like I will never forget that. Cedric was big on both of these guys, and I was like, I like them. I like parts of their game, but outside of just scoring a bunch of points.
Well, Cade is a menace because he's 6'8" defensively at the point guard position.
And now, that's kind of what happened is Cade kind of confirmed himself. Like, sure, I'm on a shitty team, and we haven't gotten to where we want to. We got, like, the coaching situation. I don't know if Monty wants to be there and all of that, but Cade looks legit. And then you see Jalen Green, who's got some players around him. You got Fred VanVleet as your facilitator. You got Sengun as another facilitator. You got Jabari Smith. Now, you know how I feel about VanVleet. The Rockets played themselves not getting James Harden instead. Now that was a poor move, but I kind of understand it. But I think that especially with, and also the baby mama drama. So everything at one time, you know how it is when everything.
And the other drama too. Now there was other drama too. Now, when he was playing around with his. Oh yeah.
Nope, we're not even gonna get into that. We may have enough of that today. But all of that together, I think that he probably like the rest of us. Like, all right, well, I can just lock into work.
Well,
when my life is falling apart around me,
there was a good point brought up that they play a little different when Sengun's not there, right? It's like having Embiid when Tyrese Maxey, like. When Embiid goes out, I'm not saying that they're better without Embiid. I'm not saying they're better with Maxey or whatever. What I'm saying is the flow of the game is a little different. They play a lot faster. And he would never get 22 shots with Sengun and all them on the court at the same time. So while he's playing well, he's also getting more opportunity, and the game is a little bit more wide open. Now, Houston is in the same situation as Sacramento was. Sacramento with De'Aaron Fox, Tyrese Halliburton, and Sabonis. You had to pick whether you were going to play free and fast and trade Sabonis, or you were going to trade one of the guards. They ended up keeping De'Aaron Fox because they had to re-sign him. Tyrese Halliburton fetched a whole lot of picks from Indiana, and they knew he wasn't good. And they kept Sabonis, who now leads the league in triple-doubles. So it worked out, and I think the Rockets are in a similar situation. They're going to have to keep Sengun. You got to keep Dylan Brooks, and you got to keep Jabari, and everybody. They probably can get it. You may be able to keep Jalen because you can trade away some of them other pieces that they have, but they also have Cam Whitehead, Sutton.
No, Whitmore and
Whitmore. They have those two, and every time Whitmore plays, he does something crazy. He dunk on somebody. He block a shot. He hit a crazy three. He finished at the rim. He does something. Tari Eason kind of is the guy that's kind of gotten lost in the shuffle a little bit.
Well, he got hurt. So, but to me, the biggest issue is VanVleet in his contract. You got $40 million. Well, it's just really next year.
It's the Kirk Cousins contract.
You need to
you think they hired Kirk? They got VanVleet for the same reason, intangibles. He ain't up there. They ain't paying him to be the best player on the court.
Yeah, but you need more. I think you need more out of him. But at the end of the day, I think that I might be looking to trade him for an expiring.
Tari?
No, hell no, VanVleet.
Oh,
because he's got
who's gonna take that contract?
2 years on the deal, but the next year is a club option that you could decline. So it's really a 1 year deal. $42 million 1 year. Somebody gonna be looking to take some money. Now you have to give up a draft pick to get rid of him, but then you create space and go get you a free agent.
Yeah. We'll see. They are in.
You know who he is. The same person. You know who he is. Fat Lowry. Nobody Fat Lowry Jr.
They will. The Rockets are in an interesting situation. They will have to figure it out. But I think even if they don't make the playoffs this year, which means they'll be in the lottery again, they may end up getting exactly what they need. They could trade Jalen and then get play these players. They're almost in the same situation as Oklahoma City. They're almost there. They probably need one or two more draft picks to get there. But they've got a lot of pieces.
Who is a young point guard on a rookie contract that you could get?
Keontae George.
You ain't got nothing to give them.
Utah? What you mean? They got picks. They got players.
No. Why would the Jazz do that deal?
Oh, you probably have to. I mean, Jalen Green. There's your new Jordan Clarkson. Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green. Expiring deal for Fred VanVleet. Re-sign Jalen Green.
No, what I'm saying is you can't. If I'm the Jazz, you're not giving me $42 million Fred VanVleet without giving me all the picks.
No.
This pick, next pick. Yeah, because I gotta pay him $42 million next year, and I'm giving you an opportunity to basically sign a free agent because you're not paying that man $42 million.
Or you just keep VanVleet and trade Jalen. At the end of the day, trade him to Brooklyn.
Hell no. Hell no. If it comes down to do I trade Fred VanVleet?
Who's going to take Fred VanVleet? Who would take Fred VanVleet? What type of team?
It's got to be somebody at the bottom.
Ooh.
Spurs.
For who?
You got a guy.
Who would the Spurs trade for? They said Golden Corral would take Fred VanVleet. Golly. Boy, got down there to Houston. Had that hut.
Right down there, good than me.
Pause.
I got one for you. Jordan Poole.
To the Rockets? Dylan Brooks would beat that man. They'd all beat him up.
Oh, one of them boys from the Pistons. All three of them guards not gonna make it to the promised land.
Somebody. One of the I was about to say one of them is
the
good.
one not named Cade, not Ivy, and not Cade. It's the other one.
The Thompson twin?
He's the one. No. Untouchable. Those
I don't know
guys
who you're talking about then.
Hold on. Pistons depth chart. They got to have one that they got to be willing to part with. Cade and Jaden Ivey. Marcus Sasser. It's one more. I guess they moved him. I don't know where he is. I can't find him. But there's got to be somebody who's looking to. I mean, I don't know. You're right. $40 million is a lot of money. That's not a ton of teams that are out of it.
Nope. And if you cut them, then they're gonna sign up for nothing. So you kind of stuck. But
yeah, no, you got to at least see if you can get something for them.
But ladies and gentlemen, we have 17 more topics to talk about in basketball that we are going to push to Saturday morning live. I think all of these stories will still be able for us to talk to, especially Coach Rondo.
Yes, asking. We talk about Coach Rondo right now. Talking about should he start in college or should he start in the pros? Boy, you started on the pros when you was coaching the Hawks. You was just on the team. What are you talking about?
So LeBron, y'all know LeBron got his new podcast. If you don't like sports, don't go listen to it because I mean it is sports on steroids. But if you like, it's really a coach's podcast to be honest. But he did talk about Rondo and saying that Rondo knew a lot and that he should be a coach, which we've been saying that for 2 years since he was on the Hawks. And he was saying should he start in college or pro? I think Rondo should start in high school. The only reason not saying that his basketball acumen isn't good enough, what I'm saying is you've got to learn how these kids operate now, right? High school is NIL. It's a whole different league than it was just before pre-pandemic. this post-pandemic era, which is crazy to say, it's a whole different athlete. It's a whole different outlook on basketball. So if I were Rondo, he's already coaching his son and his kids in AAU. I would go ahead and move up to high school for a year or two. You know you got a job waiting somewhere. And then I would go to college.
I think he can coach.
Or go to HBCU.
I mean, that's always the answer. But I think that he could coach at the college level off rip because, like, I'm being joking, but he's also made it very clear. Like, his thing has been to find the young players on the team and let me help these guys grow. And I think that he's actually done a very good job of that everywhere he's gone. And if you're constantly working with, 18, 19-year-olds, I think you understand. You have a heartbeat of what's going on. It's not like you're miles and miles away from this. You get these guys fresh out of that 1 year of college, and that 1 year of college, what's that? 6 months? I mean, because after second semester,
that's what I'm talking about.
Classes,
I'm glad we're not gonna say college is 6 months. NBA shut down G League Ignite. That's kind of a big deal. That is a big deal.
Yeah.
G League Ignite was at the forefront of the whole we're not going to college movement, right? The pre-NIL, they're the reason G League Ignite and those teams, Adam Silver, and the way that they played this are the reason that the NIL exists. Because college basketball was so bad in the NBA, whether it was advertent or inadvertent, whether it was advertent or inadvertent, waged war on college basketball by the moves and the thoughts that they made. So when you create the G League, that entices people to leave college basketball and come play for the G League. You create Overtime Elite. You have the Thompson twins who went 3-4, and you've had all these other players go. NCAA basketball really didn't have a choice. So now they didn't have a chance. So now, as you've listened and we've talked about it, Adam Silver has said, especially at the All-Star game, if y'all remember, I said at the All-Star, I said something's about to happen because he kept saying we need to meet with NCAA basketball and fix this. We need to figure this out and fix this. He kept saying that. And lo and behold, it took about a month. Overtime Elite, which is the NBA's baby, Scoot went there, amongst other players, is now shut down. And I don't know where they go from here. Well, I do know where they go. They're going to start NBA Europe.
They're going to go to the Phoenix Suns, are aiming for a G League team in 2024. They're going to take that team, they're going to send that team to Phoenix. I think that's the right answer. I think the G League Ignite served its purpose when it had a purpose. But just like anything else, as the landscape evolves and changes, then at that point, you have to do something different. So that's what they did, So now send that team to Phoenix, who doesn't have a G League team. And I think that all teams need them. I wish the WNBA, the G League, and the NBA team were linked somehow.
I wonder what that does. The WNBA, the NBA, and the G League team are linked. That is a reach because the WNBA just basically tried to remove themselves from the NBA. They're trying to get their own media deal. They said they have something
media deal.
Well, I mean, that's what that makes you part of. Normally, that if you look at college, that's the reason that you move on from a conference is because you get a better media deal and more money. Same thing with pretty much any league. So to me, it may not be a separation in terms of we are now the women's basketball league and not the National Basketball League. But in terms of business, they are trying to be their own entity.
Yeah. I mean, I want to continue to uplift the women's game. I think that they have a great thing going. I think that they need more teams. I feel like they have so many girls who are just not. They can't. They're only. I mean, the NBA.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, you already got limited players, and that's the big league. The women have less. You see these people who we consider really good basketball players just like, oh, I gotta go play overseas. It's not enough slots. So for me, yeah, I would like to see the WNBA grow, but it's got to be sustainable growth because as a city that's seen a lot of teams lose a lot of teams, you want to see the teams go there and stay there. So yeah, I would like for it all to work out. And I think maybe it's optimistic, but
Definitely need more teams. You can't have. I think South Carolina have 7 draft picks last year in the first round, and I think 2 of them got cut. Like and not just South Carolina, they're cutting lottery picks because there's not enough slots.
Yeah.
So you're right. That definitely has to happen.
I mean, you look like the thing that they just put in the group today, where in the NBA, Kentucky has enough for 5 lineups, 5 guys, and I'm like, what in the hell? That means out of the 32 teams in the NBA, it's 32 teams or 30?
32 NFL teams.
They have one whole Kentucky team, 15 players of players. And that's just the starters. I assume they might have 20 players in the league right now. That's a team. Crazy. That's one whole team. Cal could have just said, you know what? Just give me all my players.
I think Cal's in trouble. They lost recently too. And we'll move on to football after this. Well, the one and done era.
$1 billion in earnings.
The one and done era. Yeah, but he did it all with one and done. The one and done era is about to be. I'm not going to say. I don't know what is. There's an attack on the one and done era right now. They are trying to influence kids to stay. It changes your recruiting pitch. It changes how you play. It changes how you recruit. It changes how you develop. And we ain't gonna lie. I mean, Calipari's won 1 ring. We just said he got all them players over all these years, and they've won 1 time. So
okay. The thing is, and you're 100% right. But losing, you look at a team like Florida. Sure, I'll take him.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, it's a problem to have. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's the prime effect too. Them kids go to watch those players play. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if Calipari says I'm going to Florida tomorrow, then yeah, and that's also 1 million NBA scouts you're gonna have. I know to go to Kentucky. Go by campus.
Kentucky,
and I hate to tell you, but the Kentucky football team is not good enough. It's not that team without that basketball team. And I don't know if you can say that because Kentucky's basketball team is storied. Like they had Tubby Smith, they've had Calipari.
I'm about to say now. I'm not gonna take the shot. It's there. It's there. But I ain't gonna take it.
And apparently Diddy not on the run.
Not gonna take that shot either. Pause. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be right back with our football segment of episode 144 of the Splashcast. Remember to always like, follow, subscribe.
And go listen to the Splashcast playlist. Excellent R&B last week. And yeah, we're coming right back with it. And you know that Future Metro Boomin was a booming. And I'm coming back and we drinking to close out the show now.
I already been drinking. But we'll be there. Y'all stay tuned.
How you going, run that shit up independent? I was starving, now my Cartier frame so expensive. I mix PNC with my Prada shoes, my Gucci dinner. Christian Dior, the baby, she just want a nigga that spin it. She got fooled by that boy, she didn't even know it's rented. I can't stop working till I'm sleeping on Versace linen. In a new crib with a reservoir where nobody can get us. They got a helipad with like hella floors and a view of the city. Riding with a bad bitch, but I'm tinted up, you wouldn't knew she was with me. Your boo, she came with the Bentley. She know it ain't on me and send me. The chain that came with a blicky. Boy, ain't no killing, don't tempt me. These young niggas die for attention. They living their life for attention. Nigga better watch with all them Twitter fingers, they gon' slide for a mention. I never switched up, I'm the same nigga back in high school detention. My grandma gave me the game, Leona can't lie, I miss you.
Love you, Grandma. You know I think about you all the time. I just have to take this time to vibe out, you know what I'm saying? Appreciate you.
How you going, run that shit up independent? I was starving, now my Cartier frame so expensive. I mix PNC with my Prada shoes with my Gucci dinner. Christian Dior, the baby, she just want a nigga that spin it. She got fooled by that boy, she didn't even know it's rented. I can't stop working till I'm sleeping on Versace linen. In a new crib with a reservoir where nobody can get us. They got a helipad with like hella floors in the view of the city. Riding with a bad bitch, but I'm tinted up. You wouldn't know she was with me. Everybody always asks, they want to know how you really feel. You never know.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our final segment of episode 144 of the Splashcast, the Around the League edition. Our football episode. We got a few things we're going to talk about today. But before we talk about it, I got something to get off my chest because I just looked at the comments, and it's a whole lot of people that don't know what per capita means. So Cam Newton said per capita, meaning per population, population size, ratio of athletes or outcome based on the sample size. Georgia is probably the most talented state in terms of pushing out athletes per capita. Remember, there's Texas, Florida, and California. When you put that per capita in the argument, that means all of them don't matter. No sponsorship. Yeah, not from them yet. It's not seen. You can't see
This
it.
episode is brought to you by Four Roses Bergman.
Handle. Folks in Florida, Texas, and all them are all big mad and upset. And I knew that per capita was gonna kick y'all ass. But I don't think he's wrong. I think that he may have overlooked a couple places. Louisiana got something to say. And then Virginia has something to say. But Georgia, to me, for all the athletes it's put out, is probably talent-wise the best in the state for the population per capita. I told you, I gave you props, Sneaky. I said Virginia. They got a lot now. Virginia's
Man, you
nasty.
can enter the chat all you want to and be in the chat. I want to be very clear. Number one, once again, like, follow, subscribe. Thank you for supporting Black creators. Thank you for supporting DIT Media and the Splashcast. And I know that you're a supporter of us, so you know how I feel about Cam Newton. So, with that said, you know that me and Cam Newton agreeing is not a normal thing. It's not something that happens regularly, but he's right. You look at every other state, and you look at the amount of athletes that we put out, and the level of athletes that we put out. Like Texas is good, but a lot of those kids end up getting, like, they're good in college. Georgia guys are good in the pros. They are the best of the best. And if you look at the size of the state compared to everybody else, California puts a lot of people in the league, but yeah, look at the size. Florida, the same thing. Ain't nobody's doing it. And I get on there every day and I started looking at those max prep rankings. A lot of y'all don't even have people. If you really look at it, Georgia, Texas,
Mason Dixon is what we call
it. California, and then, like, if it's a lineman, you'd be like, okay, one guy from Ohio. The rest of that,
And now, don't shit on Ohio now. Ohio and Pennsylvania they be performing. In Florida, y'all also be cheating because y'all got IMG. Don't think that we don't know. A lot of them players that went to IMG came from Georgia.
From Nevada. Don't play with me.
That kid is from Savannah. That kid is from Thomasville, Tompkins.
You're right.
Columbus. All them little towns.
100% right.
So before we talked about it, I just had to let y'all know. Hey man, shout out to Virginia. I saw Percy Harvin play. I saw Tyrod Taylor play in college. They were balling.
Ronald Curry.
You got Marcus Michael. You got Vick. Aaron Brooks. You have so many players.
Yeah, Russell Wilson from there too, right?
I don't know nothing about Russ. I ain't gonna lie to you. I know Daddy Creole, but that's all I know.
That's so black of you.
But
Richmond, Virginia.
Sounds about right. But yeah, so But Georgia, though. It's all Georgia. I done said Westlake 100 times in the past 2 weeks.
And everything. Swimming, weightlifting, curling. How? Do y'all do any school? Y'all do any schooling? See, that used to be my issue. Now we're gonna do a little bit of. I had the issue of like, sure, I was probably gonna go to school with a few guys. Hell, I had a few offensive linemen that had perfect scores in the SAT. All of that. I know play. I know. We had a Rhodes Scholar. All of those. We just wasn't finna get.
They played football? Yeah, we had them in the school. No. They ain't play football. No.
Man, I remember. I'm gonna tell you what really pissed me off. There was another school. I'm not even gonna call them a rival school. They got T-shirts for making 1,000 on the SAT. I'm like, bro, you get joked on for that in my school. You came in at around 1,000. They put them on shirts. 1,000 and up club, bro. Them kids in my school laugh you out the building, bro. You just made 1,000. So, I'm sorry to hear that.
Elton Brown, Bruce. Oh, I forgot about Bruce Smith. I mean, yeah, we can go back. If you want to go back to the 80s, and the 70s, and the 90s, we can do that too.
The 757 has no like. I think that they probably have more really elite athletes than just a ton of. Aaron Brooks.
They got a bunch of them. It's a bunch of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
B.J. Upton.
They really might be number
Alonzo
per capita. They be number 3, probably 2 or 3. I think it's Georgia, Louisiana, and then Virginia. But
they got him.
Speaking of got him, Coach Prime is in full marketing mode for Shedeur.
Shit. Shit.
He says Shedeur probably would have been the second quarterback off the board this year if he had gone. And he should be the first quarterback off the board next year after this year, as well as Travis Hunter will be. He and Travis Hunter will be top 4 picks.
Shadeur's not even the second best quarterback in his conference. Excuse me, Lord.
In the Big 12?
Last year they went. They were in the pack last year, right?
Mm-hmm. This year they're in the Big 12.
Penix. I said last year. He said this year. And you're not convincing me that Shedeur Sanders is better than Michael Penix Jr. I just won't believe it.
I don't think Jaden. Well, as a quarterback, I don't know if Jaden Daniels is better than Michael Penix Jr. But Michael Penix Jr. is also 25. So I mean that goes into why you would pick Shedeur over him just because of age. But this year, even coming up next year, in the Big 12, I don't know. From an NBA draft standpoint, he really may. I mean, in the Big 12, unless somebody comes that we didn't see playing well, you got.
I agree, Sneaky.
Yeah, you got, but he's older too. Sneaky said Penix is the best in the draft, but when it comes to Shedeur, I think he has the opportunity to be a top 3 quarterback this year. You got Quinn Ewers, Carson Beck, Cam Rising, Shedeur.
They got him as 8 or 9.
What's the dude? Jackson Dart.
Think he better than Cam Rising?
I think it's the same thing as Michael Penix Jr. Cam Rising's 20? He's gonna be his 7th year.
What about Jesus? What about the boy at Washington, the Cougars?
Washington State. He transferred to Miami.
Went back.
He went back to Washington State. I think Shadeur's a better quarterback than him. As a quarterback, I think he's a better athlete.
It's gonna be interesting. Hold on, let's.
He's got to have a good year though. He's got to have a good year. While you look that up, I do want to Shedeur. Shador. Now, Shador said he came from the struggle. We got to stop this narrative of us having to come from the struggle. Everybody ain't had the struggle, and it's okay. You don't have to be the guy to say, hey, I it's okay to be hood adjacent. It's okay to be struggle adjacent. It's okay to not have to struggle. Bro, you went to a private school. He said, I went to a small private school. I didn't go to the 6A schools. Yeah, but you went to a small private school that your dad started. No shade. I love nepotism. I amongst the black community. Do it. But bruh, you ain't struggle. You committed to Jackson State and Colorado and was named the starting quarterback at the opening press conference. That'll never happen.
Unseen.
That'll never happen. So I understand you saying you struggling, Shador, but nah, you're not struggling. Not at all.
You went from Trinity. No, you went from Truth.
Sleeping on them. Truth
you went
Academy.
from Truth to Trinity. You went from Trinity to Jackson. You went from Jackson to Colorado. Your dad has been the coach and the talent evaluator for you at every level. And you've been able to be with your coach now
for 8 years.
Yes, for 4 years of high school and then 4 years of college. You're like, number one, this is a lot of pressure on Deion. Once he leaves, are you going to be able to find another quarterback and coach him without him being like, you're going to have to prove that you can coach somebody and not parent somebody.
You know, Deion, no, he don't. He parent Travis. He don't have to prove. That's his style of coaching is parenting. He ain't no offense coordinator. He sit in a chair. He ain't calling no plays. He ain't doing no schemes. That's why he fired everybody. He fired them, and so he ain't got to prove I got to coach nothing. He is a Bobby. No matter how much you say about it,
you might be.
What you learn always follows you. He learned how to coach. If you look at Bobby Bowden, the way Bobby Bowden coached, every coach that came up under Bobby Bowden coached the same way. Mark Richt was the same thing. Mark Richt was a CEO coach. He was a quarterback's coach. That was his position. But once he became a head coach, he's a CEO. He brought the Bible to recruiting classes. He made sure you went to class. He wanted to raise good young men, which is why he passed on a lot of players that ended up going to Alabama, and he was getting smoked. So I think you can, but I think, and Deion also already has like the number 3 quarterback committed to the 2024, 2025 class.
You know how they play out.
Yeah.
But let me guess, he's probably from Texas and Duncanville or somewhere. Show me. But you know how I feel about those CEO coaches. It's cool, but you have limited. If you're going to CEO coach it, you have limited ability to manipulate mid-game.
Yeah, zero manipulation mid-game.
I mean, you can still say the right things and but the ability to to consistently make those in-game adjustments and say, hey, do this. We don't have that relationship, and that's not how I've been coached. So it's kind of on your OC in order for it to work. And that to me is limiting. I guess that's how, certain people want to do it. But that puts you at a lot of risk.
I think he can still. I mean, Saban was the same way. Saban would just tell you, run the ball. Hey, stop throwing the ball, run the ball. I think he can still do that.
Yeah. The thing with this team is you need a passer. And you need a good passer because, I mean, the running game will probably be okay, but I don't suddenly think that they're going to have a monstrous run game where they can, where you can do what Nick Saban says, hey, man, I have an NFL running back. I have 3 of them, actually. And you're going to give it to the first one. Then after the first one, you're going to give it to the second one. Then give it to the third one. And then, hey, after those guys have run these guys' face off, I've also given you 3 NFL wide receivers. And you just figure out which one you can throw it to and throw it to him.
Not to mention, the entire offensive line will be drafted in the first round. Just to let you know.
Oh, and the linebackers. Have you ever met Will Anderson before? The dude out there looking like a cyborg? So, yeah, even if you do make mistakes, which we expect you to do because you're only going to be a game manager, we got something to fix it. Shedeur has none of these luxuries. None of them.
So, NIL has changed a few things. So, they got the number one offensive tackle. He's there. Deion is poaching top talent. He's just not getting the volume of Texas or Georgia or Alabama yet. But all that takes is one good year. If you have one good year, you could be right, especially in the Big 12. Ain't nobody in the Big 12. There's nobody in the Big 12 that we respect. Not one person.
That is the other part about this, why I have a little bit higher of an expectation, is the competition has dropped
off
considerably.
Cliff.
So where before I say, all right, well, the team was 1-11, Deion takes over, they go to 4-8. That's reasonable improvement. You can't be 500 this year, not in this sorry ass conference. You need to be 7-5, 8-4. Or you're wasting time, and you need to be 7-5, 8-4, and you got to find you better make sure the quarterback you pick is the right one, or you could definitely be back at 4-8, and hell, might not. Deion, this is the thing: they didn't like you before. They didn't call you until you got to Jackson State. Don't assume that they suddenly like you now.
Look like me. Y'all know how they treat us. Last in, first out. Whether you get the blame or not. Because I do think, now, one thing Deion has in his corner, and we'll move on, is that he generates money. They had, 65% income?
62% increase in applications since him showing up on campus. But, hey, in a minute, you know what they'll be saying. You know what they'll be calling you.
But I think he's, like I said, Deion, I think, plays chess, not checkers. And I think that they knew that this move was coming. And being in the Big 12 anyway allows for their money to go even further. So I expect for them to make a jump. I expect for Shedeur to have a really good year. But Shedeur, you got to stop talking about the struggle. Deion, bro, don't talk your son out of the first half, out of the first round. Don't talk him out.
Bro, you got to. So much talking, not enough playing. If you're good, then everything else will go exactly how you expect it to. But if you're not doing that part, then what are you talking for? And to me, I just feel like he's doing a lot of talking to compensate for all the rest of stuff. It's just like we were talking about last week when it comes to fighting. That talking is good. It's now time to fight, though. I want to fight.
So
there's nothing you can do in the off season. That's the whole purpose. You can't win no game today, so there's no reason to talk about it. I'll see y'all in the fall. That's it.
No, I mean, salesman. I need y'all to be there too now. That's his ace in the hole. I get people in the stands.
The money's spent on that now.
Now, Caleb Williams had his pro day. Some people said it was kind of underwhelming, but he just made sure that he could throw the ball really far, throw on the run. But he, in terms of his timing and all of that, that was apparently, according to the analysts, saying that he was kind of off, and they didn't show it, of course. But Caleb, for the first time, and I think this is part of his media team, for the first time has been like accessible. You notice for a lot of the time he hadn't really said anything like at all, from transferring to winning the Heisman to crying on the sideline to, going 7-4 and underachieving.
Bring that up, bro. If you play football, you didn't cry before.
Well, what I'm saying
you
is
never lost the game.
I mean, Kyler Murray didn't. But what I'm saying is you.
That's the reason he played all that damn Call of Duty now.
He in the league, bro. I don't care what you say.
And rich.
Caleb Williams, They're starting to come out with stories about how he decided not to play in the Holiday Bowl because the outgoing quarterback second team was transferring, and if he were to tell everybody, listen, he has an outgoing QB for Lincoln Riley offense, knew that every QB in the country would be interested in transferring in. Miller Moss had been waiting for his shot for 3 years, and Caleb wanted him to get a chance. So Williams went to Moss and told him he was going to sit out so that Moss could start and plant his flag. Caleb sat out, Moss balled out, and every other QB immediately went elsewhere. That is heartwarming. It is touching. That is definitely released by his agent. I don't necessarily believe any of this. I don't think Caleb Williams is going to play in the Holiday Bowl. I think that is a crock of shit. Now, if he wanted Miller Moss to play,
and it could be a Jedi mind trick too. It could, if the thing about it is, you in the position room with your other players, you might want to keep him around and not have that next guy come in to Lincoln Riley and make it look easy. So yeah, if I know how good this guy is, or he might not be, might be all a part of his plan. I mean, to me, this is kind of inconsequential. I think that he is very strategic about the way that he's handled himself as of recently, and probably for a long time. I think that he's from the way that you heard his dad speak and other parts,
very calculated. This was planned for a long time.
Absolutely. I think that him not having a haircut, I think that that's a part of it. I think that he's trying to make it very clear that I think he's trying to make himself look like less of a diva and more of just a regular football player.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to dumb down, because I mean he was known as a diva, from painting his nails to and the hair, and being pretty much out and about, transferring and all of that stuff. Now it's like, okay, you got to be the face of the franchise, and can you be the face of the franchise? So I agree. And
I want to be very clear about this. I respect that, because it's the same game that Zach Wilson and all these other white quarterbacks play all the time, where they move into this role, they have a look so that they can get picked. Same thing with the Drake Mays of the world and the J.J. McCarthy. And
who is projected to be number 2 pick, by the way? J.J. McCarthy is projected to go to the damn Washington Commanders. Dan Quinn, you will be fired tomorrow if you do that foolishness.
Please do it. But I see those guys. You know who the next guy is. Notre Dame guy.
Sam
with the perfect hair and the perfect beard. Yes.
He's a 7th round draft pick. They got him at 7.
But he looks the part. Unfortunately and fortunately, it's the Carson Wentz effect. He looks like he should be a quarterback. He's the right size. He's got what we're looking for. Yeah.
Look at Sneaky. Let me tell you something. I'm talking a lot of trash if that happens.
I'm waiting on Drake May, and I'm waiting on J.J. McCarthy to get drafted.
Right now, bro. I'm waiting right now.
I'll be honest, Falcons, if they let, and they talking about Penix is day 2. Are y'all smoking dope?
He's older. He's older. That's why.
I don't care if he was 85 years old. He's always going to be better than them two.
Speaking of Caleb Williams.
Go ahead.
Boy, about to rant. I be having to cut the boy off.
I'm happy because it's just like the same thing with the Celtics and the $85 trillion they finna have to spend on those 2 players. It's the same thing with Trevor Lawrence. I want to see these teams spend money. Spend your money. That's how I'll figure out who you are and what you're gonna do. Spend your damn money.
The Bears brought in Jalen Johnson, so they spent that money on him. He was a free agent, and they re-signed him. Now, Jalen Johnson then released a statement. He's getting a little full of himself, and I would too if I got paid $70 million. He said on Caleb Williams on the Up and Adams podcast, he says you can't bring that Hollywood stuff in the building. We're gonna see right through it. You got to prove yourself. Let me tell you something. Who don't have to prove himself and who he don't have to prove himself to. The number 1 overall pick ain't got to prove shit to you, Jalen Johnson. Let me tell you who will be moved if there is a discrepancy or disagreement between these two people on the field. Jalen, you are good. I wish the Falcons had gone after you as CB1B. Brother, you got to understand the protocol of position in the NFL. It is quarterback, left tackle, defensive end. After that, everybody fight for it.
That is way.
What wide receiver?
Quarterback. It's quarterback. It's not you, Otis. Let me tell you right now, ain't nobody came to see you, Otis. You talking about the man who they have moved heaven and earth for. They have gotten receiver after receiver. They're going to trade back and get another receiver. And you think you finna tell him not to bring that? Hey, you'll be in Hollywood. Keep talking. You'll be dead in a year, Kid Ray. You need to learn your role in life. That's the problem. People start feeling comfortable, start feeling like they got something. Boy, you play for the Chicago Bears. Everything can go there.
The declawed Bears.
The whole thing is ghetto. And they might get an answer with this quarterback, and they might have an answer with a wide receiver. And the first thing you're going to do is tell what the majority of what your franchise believes is the future and the answer, that he's not going to do something.
Boy, you can go, where can you go? Straight to hell.
To hell. First class. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. It's over for you. And you play cornerback, boy. Y'all already don't stick. Y'all shelf life. I almost said something offensive. Y'all shelf life is short. Short.
Y'all got a 3-year window. The best corner in the league has a 3-year window normally. The best corner in the league.
I think Sauce would be the only person, but the rest of y'all,
Sauce,
them days is over.
It ain't just Sauce.
And no hip drop tackle, so you can't tackle now either. Now
it ain't Sauce. Well, it's this dude right here, L'Jarius Sneed, who has now been traded for a 3rd-round pick and a 7th-round pick to the Titans. Probably is a top 3 corner in the league.
Not better than Sauce. I respect. I'm picking Sauce. All the Sauce.
I think they're 1A and 1B.
Tatum made a statement. God, dog.
What'd you say?
We fucked the game up. I see y'all on Thursday, boy. We finna get it. Oh!
They about to beat us by 100. I'd sit everybody. See, now we here. We back on basketball. we back on basketball.
We all hurt. I'll run it. Oh, man.
I run the College Park Skyhawks out. We don't even need to play at the State Farm Arena. Let's go on to College Park. We can play right there.
2 Chainz. We going to your crib today.
I won't play nobody.
I'm not giving Jason Tatum a chance to get his lick back. Hell no. No.
See you in 2025, brother.
Who are these playing? This is the University of Georgia, bro. They didn't make the tournament. You can play them. You not playing the Hawks. No, y'all guys take it easy. Y'all came back from 30. Get some rest. We got to play in tournament
because I think we play tomorrow too. I think we got three in today, Wednesday, then Thursday. So we played them on the second night of a back-to-back. Yeah, we're not playing y'all. But back to football.
Hey, don't buy them tickets. Don't buy them tickets. You ain't finna see
or do
nobody.
If you got to get off of something, you owe somebody something. Go ahead and get them tickets to Thursday.
Hey, bro, you finna go down there and see Admiral Schofield play basketball.
Shout out to Sneaky and the Magic. Shout out to Jalen Hurts back in football though. Jalen Hurts, former Channel View High School football player, star, and current QB, Eagles QB Jalen Hurts heard about the passing of Javon Coles, who played at rival North Shore High School in Houston. He decided to help the family out. He decided to pay for the funeral expenses. It was such a gut-wrenching story. It was kind of tragic how the 18-year-old North Shore High School honor student was shot and killed at a house party on March 9th. Hundreds of thousands of people paid their respect. He had multiple offers to college offers. So, shout out to Jalen Hurts for reaching out. I'll say this. I wonder who said that. I wonder if the family leaked that Jalen Hurts is paying for everything. Because I know a lot of people will do stuff like that, but don't want to be don't want to be reported.
Yeah, I mean, also as a family, a lot of times they typically want to play respects to the person who, that's a big thing to kind of, everybody doesn't have the money for those type of things, and then on top of that, it's your kid. Like, you got enough on your plate, and for somebody who attended a rival high school, but just to look out. Yeah, I want to make it known, as much as I can. Thank you. And if it was me, I wouldn't want to say a silent thank you, so I can understand how that can get out. I also think that Jalen and the team of women that he keeps around him keeps him very aware and keeps him making good decisions. And this is a damn classy move. It's not something you got to do, but it was just the right thing to do.
Yeah, and as I said before, the player Jarvon Coles was
it's a terrible story.
He was him, and you were in Houston, so you know about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's an honor roll kid. He didn't really get in trouble, and he just happened to go to a party that night because he's about to graduate. Pow. So, unfortunately,
and we've all been there so many times as kids. And you're like, man, I'm just doing to do regular stuff, and then wrong place, wrong time.
Yep.
Look of an eye.
Yep. Hey, the Jets. Is it the Jets? The Jets got better. Mike Williams, bad back Mike Williams, was released by the Chargers.
Him, man.
That's why he missed the whole season. His back. Spinal.
You can't say back now without saying spinal. Like, those things kind of go.
Shout out to Mike. I'd have put that on the t-shirt. But Mike Williams signed with the Jets. That gives Aaron Rodgers a number 2 receiver. Alan Lazard, goodbye. I think this was a good move. I still think they need a little bit of speed. I like Garrett Wilson. He's a good receiver. He's not the over-the-top breakaway guy, but he's also not just a possession receiver. He's really, really good. Mike Williams is the possession receiver. He can go up and get it. But you need somebody to take the top off the defense so that you can have single coverage going forward.
Yeah, I think that too many injuries. They signed him. He's injured. I forgot the offensive lineman. He's had some injury issues. I understand you trying to get players, but you got a quarterback coming off an injury. It's a lot. It's a lot for me. It should be very interesting to see what they do in the draft.
Sneaky 4.4 ain't what it used to be, brother. Although he is fast. 4.4 ain't. I mean, folks running 4.2 flats now.
But he's fast and can catch and run routes.
Gary Wilson.
I like the fast guys, but sometimes fast guys, especially the track stars, that don't mean just because you're fast don't mean you can run around.
Somebody said he about to go off. He gonna have 15 catches, 245 yards, 3 TDs in the first 3 games, and then you ain't gonna hear from him no more. Which is true.
Nobody, baby.
So you said he gets hurt all the time. The Eagles signed Saquon. Saquon gets hurt all the time, and of course, everybody knows that the Giants. This is how you know you failed an athlete when their kid, who was not here, their kid wasn't even here when you drafted him. And now their kid is like, are we going to start winning now that we can go to Philadelphia? That's what his daughter told him. Just adding fuel to the fire. But I'm happy Saquon got out of there.
Yeah, I think that cumulatively, We all are happy he didn't deserve to be in New York, especially after the way they paid Dimes and didn't pay him. I still think it's poor management on. I think it's poor career management on Daniel Dimes that he didn't be like, no, pay him first. He's about to barbecue chicken, my friend. You needed all the help that you could get, and you not prioritize like you prioritizing short. That's going to be all your money, and they're already looking to replace you.
Which is the part that I don't get. Y'all just paid him. Now you're looking to replace him because, and you're citing injury history. He had one injury. Yeah. They said injury history. I was like, bro, he had one injury.
You know what that's code for? He sucks.
So, but I mean, look, all of these players though, Danny Dimes, Mike Williams, Saquon Barkley, they all got injuries, but they all got money. At least they getting paid. They got paid. And if it doesn't work out, they can lean on somebody. Hopefully, if they manage their money right, they can lean on it. They don't have to go to OnlyFans like Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell decided to go to OnlyFans in 2024 to get more and say he's going to get more intimate with his fans.
I bet you is, freak man.
Freak man. Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, boyfriend.
The comments in this were hilarious. What's wild is that Le'Veon Bell was probably that's why I clicked right on back. Le'Veon Bell was probably the best back in the league for like 2 to 3 years.
We ain't gonna get you fired. Not today.
He was the best back in the league for 3 years. And then you could almost say that at the beginning, he may have been one of the first modern running backs they basically said, we don't need you. We can replace you. We're not going to pay you. And he tried to stand, and ain't going to try. He stood on his word. He stood on the square. He went right on out there and said, all right, well, I'm just not going to play. And sat out a year. I wish he would have done that at 24 versus 29. But unfortunately, the fact that he's going to OnlyFans, he's doing boxing. He did boxing as a thing. He was rapping. Yo, just pay the running backs what they worth. Pay them what they're supposed to. And manage your money too, brother.
I think that if they do this backwards, if they do this again, everybody is a lot more humble. This is a poor decision by the Steelers. It's a poor decision by Le'Veon. And neither one of them really ever recovered from it and are still kind of, clearly both reeling from it now. Right. And he's talking about trying to come back.
Camera. Yeah, he ain't coming back. He's a little too old, but he's right you're right in terms of this was young Mike Tomlin, younger. Yeah, she elbowed her in the face. This is younger Mike Tomlin.
Suns lost to the Spurs.
This is younger Mike Tomlin, and I think Mike Tomlin was not going to back down. But this was the beginning of the end of the Killer Bees. This was Ben Roethlisberger, Antonio Brown, and Le'Veon Bell. And they all left
Bradley Beal, Jesus, 9 points. Devin Booker, 36 points. KD, 29 points. And everybody else in single digits.
Yeah. But, yeah, so Le'Veon Bell does
Wait, no, Wembanyama?
Okay. All right.
But, yeah,
so we're going to round this out with overall, the Falcons talk. The Falcons are looking to draft an edge rusher or a cornerback in the first round. And we are looking to sign or not sign, but we are linked to the Eagles' Hassan Reddick. The Eagles had a bunch of players to re-sign. They already spent their money on Josh Sweat. I think they signed him already. So then you also have Hassan Reddick who needed to get paid. I would love for Hassan Reddick to come to the Falcons. I think for the 3-4 defense that we run, if you pair him with Dallas Turner, it kind of makes it very difficult to stop. But I don't know how we pay. I know if we restructure some money, we can clear up $30 million, but that's still kicking the can down the road for a lot of people. But right now, we only have $2.5 million in cap space.
I want Reddick. I really want Reddick. He's proven. And that will keep our draft pick.
Oh, no. You have
Then
to give up. He's trading. You have to give up a draft pick. Oh, you mean our first round? I have to spend it on an edge rusher? So you go corner?
You know my answer is
Wide receiver.
Odunsi.
Every mock draft I'm running, I keep getting Neighbors. I either get Neighbors at 8 or I trade down and I still get Dallas Turner at 11 or 13. Because J.J. McCarthy, and that's what I really wanted to tell y'all, these mock drafts that I'm running with the Falcons, J.J. McCarthy went from 5th round to 3rd round to 2nd round to top 15 pick. And now Bo Nix is now the 2nd round guy that people trade up for and get.
I'm not conceptualizing that. Oh my God. Yo, if I'm gonna tell you right now,
focus.
No. I'm talking about this right now. They're talking about the Vikings trading up and taking McCarthy at 4. Are you?
That was another one I did. I kept trading down with the Vikings, and I kept getting their 2 first-round picks for 1st and 3rd. That happened every time. Every time you trade, it changes. That one kept going, and I was like, "Yo, we get the 11th and the 23rd."
This is crazy.
Yes. The Falcons.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now. It's not a chance in higgity hell. Did JJ? Hey, do it. I told y'all the same thing about Mitchell Trubisky and Mac Jones. I don't care. That's fine. Do it. I cannot wait for y'all to do it. That's just good podcasting content for me and Reggie to laugh at you idiots about. So do it.
They're in a terrible position, though. They need a quarterback, and they got to re-sign Justin Jefferson. So you have to get a quarterback that you think is going to be good enough.
JJ McCarthy helps you sign Justin Jefferson? I think that gets me out of the door faster.
I think they look at it as getting a quarterback helps them sign Justin Jefferson. I don't know if I'm Justin.
I'm going to tell you better get the hell away from me with that.
Not tight end wide receiver from UCLA, JJ. You couldn't tell me he wasn't about to be amazing until he ran that 4.740. I said, how are you even playing?
I'm going to tell you right now. I'll go Caleb Williams. Boy, hey, get me out of here. I'm going anywhere. Nope, you know where I want? I want to go to the Packers. Send me so you can watch me play for the rest of my career.
We don't know what's about to happen at the top of this draft. I know the Falcons, I keep seeing them. Everybody's trying to link them to UCLA defensive end Latu, but
yes, UCLA, you're right.
But Dallas Turner tested so well that it's just so difficult to pass up on him. He ran a 4.40.
And that is the trickier part.
Latu is a monster.
That you got Latua, you got Verse, and you got Dallas Turner. And for us, this is a spot we've consistently failed at.
And you got Chop Robinson. Micah Parsons. That's Micah Parsons to me.
That is my answer, is to trade back, take Chop, and get the following receiver. Because that does two things.
A bit more low risk, but it gives you that shot to 54 straight double longest. Jesus, Sabonis is a man.
No, but Sneaky, you talking about Aiden Hutchinson versus Trayvon Walker. Quay Walker is the linebacker for the Packers, but I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, but for me, it's we just haven't. If we had a history of drafting better, I feel more comfortable going after the edge rusher. But if you can tell me I can hedge my bet on the edge rusher and get a pretty confident wide receiver to put, and now we got triplets. Then, yeah. Then, Kirk, the ball is in your court, and we've given you everything that you needed. And it's not even triplets. It's 4.
Yeah. I think I don't think Mooney is your number 2. I think he is your number 2, but I don't think you play him at the Z. I think you end up playing him in the slot. You use Rondell Moore as more of a gadget, and you go draft a receiver to put at the Z. And then you interchange all of those with Kyle Pitts, because the Falcons, I was actually going to say this for Thursday, but the Falcons, Zach Robinson and the Rams.
Please support.
The Rams run 11 personnel. 11 personnel is 3 wide receivers, 1 running back, 1 tight end, or 4 wide receivers, 1 running back. The Falcons, through their draft, through the free agency, are basically set up to run 11 personnel. You know who didn't run 11 personnel at all, even though we were set up to run 11 personnel? Arthur Smith. He ran it 22% of the time, which is the league worst. So the Falcons plan on running 11 personnel, which means Bijan is going to be the featured back. And then you're going to have the bell cow, which is going to be Algier. And then you're going to have Kyle Pitts, who's going to line up everywhere, plus Mooney, who's going to be kind of like your speed possession guy. But to me, you still need a Z receiver. So I could see them trading back to circle this all the way back to your point about trading back and getting 2. The trade that I've seen work, it works probably about 30% of the time, is trading back with the Vikings after a quarterback fall, after the quarterbacks take a run, but they need a quarterback, so they trade up and use our pick for J.J. McCarthy. We take the 11. I traded the 8 and the 3rd. We got 2 third-round picks. I traded one of the 3rds and the 8, and I got both Vikings first-round picks. I got Malik Neighbors in one draft. I got Odunze in another. And then I got Chop Robinson at 23. Let me tell you, you could also do Dallas Turner at 11 and then get Xavier Worthy or A.D. Mitchell, who we've had 2 meetings with as well. So the Falcons are in a wonderful spot. I don't know what the Vikings going to do, but y'all better do it fast, because he already trying to get to Cincinnati. Justin Jefferson is trying to get to Cincinnati right now.
Yeah. And you better, be careful. What Cardi B say? Be careful with me. You. Because if that man walks out your life, it's over.
Yeah. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of episode 144 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw, the Around the League edition. Norwood, if we didn't miss anything, take us out.
Man, it has been a fantastic episode. Episode 144. On the loose.
Still pouring. That boy must be off tomorrow. No field work.
We've covered everything as we always do. Before we get out of here and close out the show, I do want to celebrate that this is my 18th year at Omega. I crossed 18 long years ago, March 25th, 2006. Shout out to my LB. Shout out to my chapter. But yeah, this drinks for that. Outside of that, it's been a fantastic episode. Me and Reggie really getting in our bag lately. I appreciate all the support from the people reaching out and from the people who are actually liking, following, and supporting.
Yes. We appreciate y'all.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate all of y'all. We try to let y'all know that without y'all, none of this is possible. We're gonna continue to push the envelope. We're gonna continue to raise the bar, and like Reggie said, we got some new stuff for you. With that said, number one, more black baseball. Number 2, more black cowboys and cowgirls. And then number 3, by far the most important, the historically black college and university that you went to, your cousin went to, that person used to sit in the back of the church, y'all used to laugh and kiki. The person who used to, steal their parents' car, and then you get in the car with them and go joyride and hope that your parents didn't find out, because your parents whoop your ass. Send some money to their school. To the historically black college university in your neighborhood, the one that you have boots on the ground, you go to for step shows, to be on the yard, for homecoming, just to see black people doing black stuff. Send some money over there. And then finally, the greatest learning institution in all of the world, the one that gave me a degree and Reggie a degree, Hampton University. Oh, shout out to my Neos. They crossed yesterday. With that said, please send us $18.68 on behalf of the year that we were founded. Me and Reggie would truly, truly appreciate that. Outside of that, you guys have a wonderful and blessed night. Without y'all, none of this would be possible. Adios, mi amigos.
Shout out to the Celtics.
And yes. And hey, Lord, how you doing? Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you and your team for doing what we needed done. Without you guys, none of this would be possible. And Quinn, bench everybody.
We'll see y'all Saturday.
Playing 48 minutes.
We'll see y'all Saturday.
Pass the ball back and forth.
Saturday morning live. We'll see y'all Saturday, Thursday. Reggie's recaps are probably about to start the mock draft.